Someone said I look tired because I don't have no makeup on. This is what I look like with absolutely no makeup on. So it makes me look tired. And before I get to it, let me adjust my wig. You know. I'm gonna let a couple more people come in here. I have to turn that off. Let a couple more people come in here before I tell y'all the story. I've had some people say I look tired because, when I don't wear makeup, I be looking tired. Oh, Jay, what up, princess? I might get some crazy stuff on here, so I need y'all to be diligent. I'm probably gonna go live on Guilty's channel. So let me go get my laptop so I can use the laptop. What am I hearing? I feel like I'm hearing somebody talking. I was hearing myself. Like, the video was playing as I was... Move, Nigel. Get out my seat. The video was playing as I was talking. As I was live. Weird. But I wanted to tell the story about what's going on and, begging ass DollFace. I'm good for begging on YouTube, so I'll probably be begging for some money to pay my mortgage and stuff like that. Because, I like to beg. That shit is funny to me. I'm going to try not to cuss. This is going to be a challenge. I'm going to try not to cuss. This is a no cuss challenge. On my channel, at least. But I'm going to see what's happening. What's going to be going on with Guilty, because I watched his video. He mentioned me on a thing or two. And, it was at the end of his live. He didn't say too much. Like Kimberly. But why is it saying I don't have internet? It's saying I'm connected, so why don't I have internet? So I thought I would actually go live and tell y'all what happened. The whole story. One and only final story. Bro, it's saying I'm not connected to the internet. That's weird. But I am connected to the internet. So how am I not connected if I'm connected? Come on, connect. What is it doing? Come up, Eric. It's not connected. So I'm going to tell the story and tell y'all what happened. And, for those who haven't been keeping up with everything that's been going on, maybe I should catch y'all up on everything that's been going on and tell y'all about what he said. He said something hilarious. The life and times of bullshit, basically. As we said, life and times of bullshit, which is exactly true. It was the life and times of my bullshit that I had going on. So while he's getting that set up, I'm going to tell you all about what happened. So, got engaged to a man probably about 3 years ago. And we had met in like November, right after the S.H.E Trucking Expo. So that was in 2021. September, yeah. The S.H.E Trucking Expo was 2021. So we met in 2021. And he proposed, so we met in November. He proposed in March. We met through mutual friends. And I said yes. I was excited. To, be a wife. I jumped the gun. I went too quick into that. And then in May, his lease was up. So he ended up moving in with me in my home that I had bought, that I had been paying for and doing well for myself. And, we decided to commingle our lives together. We had scheduled our wedding for October. Oh, his birthday. His birthday is in October. So we were going to do that coming up October, but that was too soon. So we had pushed out to the following October. So that would have been it would have been October 2023, last year. And while I was dating him, when he was in his own apartment, I remember a time when his power got shut off. His phone got shut off. And he was like, I don't know what happened. I paid the bill and I don't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't think nothing of it, right? Fast forward, he moves in. He knows I have children. He is good with kids. Like my granddaughter she loves the heck out of him. They're like best friends. And my kids, they liked him at first, but then they didn't like him because he's just really old school, biblical type, old school, traditional type person. And my kids have been basically on their own for a long time because I've been a truck driver. So they really haven't had like discipline. But they managed and he managed and we worked everything out. So I noticed that, he wasn't, he didn't want to have conversations about finances and income, which is weird. And I wasn't married. We never got married. He never wanted to have conversation about finances and income. He always would like skip past that, which I thought was weird too. But I was like, he got his own income, I got my own income. Cool. But he's living in my house. And I noticed, well, he ain't paying nothing, right? He's not paying nothing. And he could be paying something. He ain't about to live here for free. So we had a conversation and I was like, since I make more money than he does, I'll pay the mortgage, which is more money than the bills collectively. And you could just pay the bills. So that's what we were doing. Then we got in a car accident and we were both out of work because I was in his vehicle when we got in that accident. And during that time that we were off, I was getting disability and he wasn't getting anything before. And then he lost his job. That was a good job. They fired him because he was off so much. And he was making good money at that job, I think. But they fired him and he had to find another job. And then I don't even know who Uncle Fester is. And then so we were, out of work. I went back to driving eventually. He got another job. And then, but during the time that we were off, like out of work, he was still buying stuff. And I'm like, how you buying stuff if we don't even got it like that? Like, we got to save the money for the bills because we don't even know when we're going to be working again. Right? We was on a medical leave. The doctor hadn't cleared us. And that was my first red flag. Then his phone got turned off. After you bought some shit, now your phone got turned off. Second red flag. But he was like, well, I paid the bill. I don't know why. And I'm like, how do you not know why? Well, let me see. Let me see what's going on with your account. Maybe I could talk to him and see what's going on. He was like, no, I got it. He never really, he never really wanted to let me see anything, right? Like, if you're having problems with the bill, let me know so we can work it out and figure it out. He didn't want to do that. So then I started back driving, and he started doing the whole electrician thing because the bills was piling up. Eventually, we got caught up on the bills, and we were good for a few months, and income was stable. So I was like, okay. I had been looking into, he kept saying how he wanted me to get off the truck. We're engaged. He wants to be around me, and I'm on the road all the time. So what can we do? Like, how can I get off the truck? And I was like, well, I want to start a business. I want to do like dispatching or recruiting. I'm really good at recruiting because that's what I already did here at this company. And I want to start a business and stuff. So he was like, well, what does it take? And he was talking about getting his CDL so he could do hotshot because he has a pickup truck. So we were all like thinking about doing all of that stuff. And I got to the point where I was ready to start my business. So I went back to him. I was like, okay, so I got the whole dispatching stuff together. I did the research. I'm ready to start the company. So now will you be able to hold the mortgage down while I start the business? And he was like, yeah, I got you. He was like, if that means you're going to be at home and if you're going to make more money than you're making now and, you're happy, then yeah, I support you. I was like, so are you sure though? You sure that it's a lot of money? The mortgage is like 18 something. Can you pay the mortgage and the bills and take care of your stuff too? He was like, yes. I was like, okay. So I'm gonna put my 2-week notice in and I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna start the business. So I put my 2-week notice in. He helped me clean my truck out, right? And that was in July. Mortgage was paid up. August, a couple of things happened in August. My car broke down. The battery, something with the battery, and it went into the shop. It was my Escalade. So while my car was in the shop, mind you, my son, we drive him to school all the time, every day. So he needed to get back and forth to school. I needed to go grocery shopping and stuff like that, doing household stuff, right? So while my car was in the shop, I'm like, I need to use your truck so I can go take care of business, right? And he would not let me use his car. And I'm like, well, my car's in the shop. What am I going to do? He was like, I'll drop the boys off before I go to work. Mind you, he get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to go to work. They can't go be on campus before 6 a.m. He ain't want to do that. He wanted to drop them off early. And I'm like, you can't do that. Like that, you can't do that. And so he nah. So he just wouldn't let me drive the car, and we figured that out or whatever. But I was like, that's selfish. Like I started seeing selfish little things that he would say. Before all of this happened, before I even got off the truck, we would have arguments. Like I'll be on the phone over the road and I'll be calling him, and when we were dealing with the bills and stuff, and he would threaten me. One day he was like, if he was here right now, I'd probably hit you. And I'm like, seriously? Like, you okay with talking to me like that? Like, I'm not cool with that. One time, when I was on home time, I was in the garage. We was in the garage at our neighbor's house, and we were drinking and just chilling and whatever. And I was telling my neighbor how I can help her with something. And he was like, you don't need to help her with nothing, and you need to help yourself. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I had no clue what he was talking about. Still don't know to this day what he was talking about. But he kept saying how I don't need to help her. And she looking at me. And he was drinking. So this probably had something to do with it. But needless to say, he was like, I'll come over this table right now on you. And I'm like, what? you'll come over the table on me. So needless to say, we squashed that. Like, we left the neighbor's garage and I went into the house because I was drinking too. We both drinking. I don't like confrontation. I'm not trying to argue. I ain't trying to fight. I ain't trying to do none of that. And I'm definitely ain't trying to do all of that in front of the neighbors inside their garage on their property. So I go in the house and he's still want to argue. I'm like, I don't feel like arguing. First of all, I'm too drunk to even comprehend an argument right now. Like, what? Like, I just couldn't. So I tried to walk away and he grabs my arm and won't let me go. And I'm like, bro, if you don't, because then now I'm about to go crazy because y'all already know I've been in an abusive relationship before. So I'm like, if you don't fucking let me go, I'm gonna fucking kill you, bro. So then he lets me go and we go upstairs and he's quiet. He don't say nothing else for the rest of the night. And then I go to bed, he go to bed, and I wake up to him on top of me. Literally, I was knocked the fuck out. But he's on top of me fucking me. Like, literally, I didn't even know what was going on most of the time. I woke up and he was already in the process of doing it. And I'm like, that's not cool because I didn't even consent to this. We're not even married. Like, I didn't consent to this. Like, what are you doing? And then he came and did his thing and he rolled over with the sleep. And I felt so violated, right? Like, what? And I didn't know how to feel. Like, I know I felt violated, but was this a right way to feel or a wrong way to feel? This is my fiance. You know, am I supposed to be like, am I supposed to just give it to him when he want to? Or like, do I even have a say so? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I felt violated. I got back on the road the next day. And I had to drive that day. I had to get up at midnight. And I ended up sleeping over. No, not midnight. That was the day before. What time I had to? It was daytime. So I had to get up at like 8 a.m. So the sun was up already when he was on top of me. And I feel like he did that because we had stopped having sex. And the reason why, I told you the reason why. And, you know, that I'm not going to get into that. So now fast forward back to me getting off the truck. I'm trying to take care of my business and, you know, start this business, but he didn't pay August rent or mortgage. He didn't pay August mortgage. When my car, he gave me $1,000. Mind you, this is how he does it. Like, he'll give me a little bit of the money, and then it's not enough to cover whatever needs to be covered. And when I'm complaining that something needs to be paid, that he's supposed to pay, that he agreed to pay, he'll say, well, I give you money all the time. You don't give me enough to cover the damn bill. I can't pay the mortgage with $1,000. The mortgage is $1,800. I'm not working. So he gave me that 1,000 and I held on to it. Hold on, y'all. She's thirsty. I held on to it so I can put that towards the mortgage when he got some more money. And then, move. I had a doctor's appointment and my copay was $300. So I asked him, I said, I need money for the copay. He said, take it out of the 1,000. So I took it out of the 1,000 and I had 700 left. So then when the car broke down, I was in the shop. Crazily, it was only 700 to get it out. And I was like, I'm gonna use the 700 to get it out because we need a car. I need a car, and you won't let me use yours. And he was like, that money is for the mortgage. I'm like, I can't do nothing with the mortgage with $700. Number one. Number two, I need my car. Number three, this was around the time that my car insurance was due. Mind you, he said that he was going to take care of all the bills while I was trying to start this business. So I'm like, the car insurance is due. The car insurance is due. I need, and he was like, he just wouldn't respond to it. I was like, well, okay, I have $700. I need my car out the shop the car insurance is due. You won't let me do your use your car. So what am I supposed to do? And he got the car out the shop, but his car insurance and car note was due too. And he paid his car insurance and car note, but he didn't pay mine. But mine was actually getting canceled. His was only due. I had been not paid it. They give you like a 2-week grace period or whatever. So I was like, so you made sure your car insurance and car note was due, but you couldn't help me pay mine. Fine. Cool. I'll figure it out. I'll find the money. So I found the money to pay the car insurance. And no, I didn't go on YouTube and ask for the money. And I got it paid. Okay. So now August is done with. Now it's September. September rolls around. He still ain't paid the mortgage. I'm like, when are you going to have the money for the mortgage? He ain't saying nothing. We already a month behind. I'm not trying to get behind again. We already did a mortgage modification because of the car accident. We already been through this. Let's not get behind. And he was like, I don't got it. And I'm like, how do you go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning? You don't come home until 9 o'clock at night and you have $0. How the fuck does that work? So much for cussing, right? So after I'm noticing that he's not paying anything, like he'll pay like $50 on the power bill. I live in a 5-bedroom house, 2-story. My power bill ain't $50. It's not. $50 ain't gonna do shit for the power bill. So what? So he'll pay $50 here, $50 there, $50 here, and then when he gets the bill in the mail, it's saying $600 and something dollars. He's like, how's the power bill $600 and something dollars? Y'all need to turn off this air and all the lights. No, because you're paying, the power bill's about no more than $200. If you're only paying $50 this month, $50 that month, we keep generating a bill and you're only paying $50. Of course it's gonna be like 6 something. So he ended up paying the past due balance on power, but we still ain't had the mortgage paid. Before all of that happened, my birthday was in May and I got the truck in July. Something needed to be paid and he wanted to use that money. He wanted to splurge on me for my birthday. And I'm like, no, we need to pay this. I don't want to, what I want for my birthday is pay the bill that you're supposed to pay. Because I don't play that. Like, I was a single mom with my children, 4 children, and I paid my bills first, and then I spent whatever extras I had left over if I wanted to buy something, right? So I don't do that. We don't play those type of games in this household. Pay your bills first, and then whatever you got left, then go get your nails done or whatever you want to do. So he wanted to splurge on me for my birthday, and I'm like, pay the bill. Like, I don't care about the birthday stuff. And he was like, the bills will get paid. And that was the second red flag. And then the third and fourth red flag was not paying August and September's mortgage. So in October, I got back on the truck. And I was like, you got to help me, catch up on this mortgage now, because you said that you was going to pay it and you didn't pay it. And now here I am. I got to get back to work, but I don't make enough money to pay the past due of $1,800 plus the current amount of $1,800. I don't make that much. I'm a company driver. So I was like, well, let me team. If I could be a team, because now I'm thinking I can't depend on him to keep his word, and it's my house. So let me just take matters in my own hands and just do it, right? He ain't gonna do it. And that's when it started going downhill. When I had to get back on the truck, that first month when I was on the truck, y'all, I was so broke, it was ridiculous. I didn't have money to buy pads. I didn't have money to eat. I didn't have money to buy water. I had no fucking money. I was dead ass broke. I was getting advances every fucking day. We only get a maximum of $250. I was so broke and hungry for like a month. And I was so mad at him because I would call him and be like, look, if you don't have nothing, at least I need some pads. My period is about to start. And I need pads. And he couldn't even give me the money for that. No, I wasn't married to him. So I ended up getting birth control. So I don't even have a period. The birth control got shipped to the house. And now he's like, oh, so you out here fucking people? That's why you on birth control? And I'm like, that's what you got out of that situation? And I'm on birth control, so I don't have a period because I didn't have the money to buy pads. I don't want to go through this again. So the whole time he's thinking I'm cheating on him. That's why I went back on the road. I went back on the road according to him, because I got a boyfriend out here and I miss him and I wanted to come back out here. No, the fuck I didn't. I got back on the road because you didn't pay the mortgage like you said you would. So now I try the team. I get the teammate, the first driver. He was crazy as shit, really unsafe. I don't even know if he probably got fired. Second driver, we didn't get along because we didn't really know how to be a team. Now we get along, but I think it's just best that we just don't team. The third driver, he quit out of the blue. We got along great. He just quit out of the blue because he said he wasn't making no money and he was only on a truck for a week and a half. We didn't even get a really good full team paycheck. And then the fourth driver, y'all already know what happened with that. I did a video on that. So every time I would get a teammate on the truck, like I'll make my solo pay, I'll get a teammate seated on the truck. The first check would be like a solo team check. The second check, if they were on the truck long enough, was a team check. But most of them got off the truck before we can get a team check. So then my checks would be like between $200 and $600. So that sets me back because I got to pay my mortgage. And not only the mortgage, I still got other bills to pay. So every time somebody would get off the truck, my check, every time they get on the truck, I'll have a small check. Every time they get off the truck, I have a small check. So this happened 4 times. That's 6 small checks in a matter of, 3 months. I can't afford that. So I realized I'm not going to do the team thing no more. It's just not for me. I'm going to stay solo. And I'm not going to depend on nobody for what I need to get done. And that's what I did. So then I have a conversation with him because now the mortgage is 6 months behind. Because at 2 months behind, yes, they'll accept the payment, but we didn't have the money to pay. I paid August mortgage. That first team check that I got, I paid August mortgage. So then we have September, October, but it was already November by the time I had paid August mortgage. So December, he said that he would give me the money to pay the mortgage. I was at home. My mom went with him to the bank. She said, I saw when he went to the bank, I heard the lady say that his account was overdrawn. He thought he had the money, but he don't have it. How do you not know that your account is overdrawn? So you mean to tell me, like, I got my half of the mortgage, you don't have your half? So now we're not, it's also September, October, November, and now December. Now we go be 4 months behind. At 4 months behind, they start foreclosure process. So now I'm about to lose my house. So at this point, I was like, I don't want to live like this. This is 3 years I've been with this man, and the majority of the 3 years, I have to like chase him down to be a man and do what he's supposed to do. I'm not asking him to pay all of my bills. I'm asking you to do your part in this household. You live here too. You got to pay your part too. That's all I'm asking. And then the fact that you said that you would hold it down so I can start my business and you didn't, like, if you couldn't do it, you just should have said you couldn't do it. And then I would have been like, cool. But you said you could, and I trusted you because you was my fiance. So I just realized with all of the stuff and the totality of the situation, I just don't want to be with this man no more. I called the wedding off. So in December, when I got back or January, I told him my daughter was going to move in with me. And I was like, if my daughter moves in, Trinity's going to move in, the girls are coming back with my granddaughter, and we're not together, you might as well leave. And he didn't want to leave. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to have to fucking evict this guy, right? So I went home probably like 3 weeks ago to pick up my medication and my birth control pills. And I was going to evict him then, but he wasn't there. My mom was like, he wasn't even there. He wasn't there for like 4 weeks, for like a month already. So I tried to call him. He's not answering the phone. He's not answering the phone. He finally answered. He was like, I got fired from my job, and now I'm working at another job in Austin. So I haven't really got a full paycheck yet. When I get a full paycheck, then I'll give you the money for the mortgage. Okay. But meanwhile, I had already made a payment arrangement. I'll get to that part. So I'm like, okay. And then 2 days later, I come home for jury duty, which was Saturday, and he's moving all his shit out. He looked like he saw a fucking ghost when he saw me. Like, he was like, and then he started rushing, going fast. Okay, I get it. You want to avoid confrontation. You don't want to see me. That's cool. But was you not going to let me know that you was just about to leave my disabled mom in the house by herself? Was you not going to let me know that you was going to leave my minor children in the house by their fucking self? You could at least gave me the common decency and courtesy to say, hey, I'm dipping. I'm taking my shit. You could have just sent a text. You didn't have to just not say shit. That's what pissed me off. And then me knowing the type of nigga he is, he's a fucking bum. I went live to show y'all, look, are you going to do what you said you was going to do? He was stuttering. You heard him. He couldn't even fucking say anything because he's not going to. I know that. I know he ain't. I just wanted to show y'all that he wasn't, because he's not. He ain't going to do shit. But that's okay, though, because I already paid my mortgage. This is not a video of me asking y'all for help. I don't need y'all help. When I go live and tell y'all my personal story, it's because I'm telling y'all my personal story. It's not to get money from y'all. That's why I don't put my Cash App on YouTube. If y'all want it, one of my moderators got to put it in here, because I'm not going to say the shit. I paid my mortgage. My mortgage is good. I got a payment arrangement. I'll be caught up in 6 months if I stay on the payment arrangement. I could do that. I make enough money to pay the mortgage payment arrangement and pay all the little bills and shit. My girls, they're driving my Escalade, so they're taking care of the Escalade. Okay, so that's good. It helps me out a little bit. The boys are working, so they're helping with the little household bills around the house and shit that he was supposed to be doing, that he's no longer doing because he ain't there. They're taking care of those bills, that's why it allows me to do this payment arrangement. So I got my shit together. When I looked at my accounts, the power hadn't been paid in 2 months. The water hadn't been paid since November. The trash hadn't been paid. The cable hadn't been paid. And the internet hadn't been paid. These were all the bills he was responsible for. He didn't pay none of them motherfuckers. And, the crazy part is, before he proposed me, I was going to Cancun for the whole Cancun variant thing, right? And I invited him to come with me. And before I got there, not before I got there, but before I got to, before we left for Cancun, now mind you, at that time, I was coming home every 2 weeks, right? The bills, I was making good money. I was coming home every 2 weeks and being off for like 2 days, 48 hours. So every time I come home, I'll remind him, did you pay this bill? Did you pay that bill? This was due this day, blah, blah, blah. He was like, yeah. And I remember specifically every time I came home, I would see the little postcard for the water bill. Did you pay the water bill? Yeah, I paid it. Every time I came home, I made sure I asked him that, because I kept seeing this postcard. And he kept saying, yeah, I paid it. Yeah, I paid it. So right before we went to Cancun, which should have been the biggest red flag, I get a phone call from the water company saying they haven't received the payment since I moved in that house. No, since the last time I paid it, which was 6 months prior. And I'm like, what? He said that he's been paying it. And he was like, he ain't been paying it. I don't even know who he is. I didn't even know you had a fiance. I never seen this man. And I'm like, oh my God. Because you got to go in. It's a small little area. It's a small little neighborhood. You got to go in and pay in person. And I'm like, I cannot believe. So I asked him about it. He's like, I did pay it. And I'm like, are you lying to me? Or, because it's early on in our relationship. I'm like, I don't know if he's lying, but I'm going to take his word for it. So I called his mom, because I'm trying to do the right thing, like the faith-based, Christian-based thing, right? So his mom is a really devout Christian, and I just need some advice on how to handle him. And I told her the situation, and she was like, write the bills out. Sometimes men need you to do it for them, right? Write the bills out and and make it very clear when the bills are due and how much they're due, and then make him give you receipts and stuff, right? And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And so I didn't hook up with him to help pay the bills. He ain't about to live in my house for free, motherfucker. No, I'm not taking care of no grown ass motherfucking man. I could do all this shit by myself. He ain't about to come up in my shit and live for free. So I asked him, I said, when you pay the bills, can you please give me the receipt so I can document what's been paid and when, since I'm on the road and I don't know what's been paid or not. And he got offended by that. But he did it though. And he did not pay the water bill. So he had lied. And so that should have been like a red flag to me. So when it's currently, right, and I'm up in here, I did know the mortgage wasn't paid. Did you not hear all the shit that I just said, like, previous to this? Did you not hear it? I was like, look, okay, now I paid. Now he didn't know this. He didn't know this, but I told him this because I want him to stand on his motherfucking word and do what he said he was going to do. So I told him, I said, look, the mortgage is 6 months behind. Because last time I said it was 4 months behind when it was, right? By that time, I had already made a payment arrangement to get the shit right. But he didn't know that. So then 6 months, 2 months later, I'm like, we're 6 months behind. We're getting ready to get evicted. Adriana's moving in to help with the bills and stuff. Are you going to pay your portion that you're supposed to pay? And he said, yes. I said, okay. And since we're not together anymore, we even had this conversation. He even brought up to me, he was like, I know we're not together anymore, but I'm not going to just leave you hanging like that. I know that I said I was going to do what I was supposed to do as far as the mortgage, and I'm a man of my word. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. That's why I believed him, because he said that. I believed what he said. This was like months before this current situation. So I'm at 6 months. I tell him I'm at 6 months, that we're past due, and Adriana's going to move in. So either you're going to stay or you're going to go. But if you're staying, you need to pay this mortgage. And if you're going, you still need to pay the mortgage, the portion that you're behind on, or you need to leave. He said, I will give you the money when I get paid. I get paid Friday. Saturday, I arrive at my house and he's packing his shit. He told me Thursday that he was going to pay that Friday, the next day. So when I was on live talking about, are you going to do what you said you was going to do? Are you going to pay the past due balance like you said you was going to pay? That's why I was saying that shit, because he had just told me this 2 days ago. And you see, that's why he was stuttering, because he knew that he wasn't going to do that shit. I knew he wasn't going to do it, especially when I saw him packing up. I knew he wasn't going to do that. But I wanted him to stand on his word, or I wanted to prove that he wasn't. Like, it's kind of like a court thing. When somebody lies in court, you know that they lying. You do it. It's called an impeachment. You impeach them on a statement. I wanted to impeach him on his statement. I'm sorry, that's just how I am. I want to show you how you're a fucking liar and you're a fucking bum. And the reason why I say that is because I went through his shit. After he left some shit there. I went through it. He left some phones there. Do you know that he was engaged to a woman in 2015? In 2017, he met another woman. He was engaged to her too, and he was using both of them. And they both was talking about how he needs to step up and do the right thing and pay his bills, and that they're gonna leave him because he ain't paying his bills. And they're not getting better in their relationship. It's getting worse. That's what he's saying. They're saying to him. And I'm like, damn, they're sending him memes and shit from Instagram talking about when a man doesn't pay his bill. I remember the shit he said, it's not okay for a man to be comfortable with being broke. Or something about not being comfortable with being broke, but because you paid your bills versus because you splurged on something. I don't remember what it was, but what I got from those text messages was, damn, he's a cheater, number one, because he's telling both of these women that he loves them and wants to marry them. He's a sex addict because it's hella like videos of some freaky shit and videos and pictures. And they're telling him the same shit that I was telling him. So I'm like, this 51-year-old man is going around mooching off of women. And that's the vibe that I got from him when I told him, look, we need to split the bills because I don't need you mooching off of me. I didn't say that, but we need to split the bills. There's bugs out there. I don't know no bugs coming in my truck. So that's what happened. I wasn't upset that he left. I wasn't upset. I was shocked. And then after I got over the shock, I'm like, this nigga really think he's pulling the big one on me, right? He think I'm about to leave this bitch, fuck her and her bills. She about to get evicted. And I'm gonna come out on top. No, nigga, because guess what? I got my fucking shit paid. I did it this whole time from October until February. I've been grinding my motherfucking ass off to catch up on my mortgage on my own because I know you ain't shit and you wasn't gonna fucking do it. I did all this shit by myself without your fucking help. He probably sent me $1,400 in the past 3 months or 4 months. That's probably how much he sent me. I didn't even know y'all was commenting. And you know what he said? I don't care if he had another chick when I was on the road. I was hoping he did. Shit. So, before I went live that Saturday, Guilty waiting for me. Oh, he is? Okay. Well, I'm going to do both of the lives. I'm going to stay on this live and I'm going to be on that live. Let me go on his YouTube. Okay, connect to the internet. Tell him I'm coming. There we go.
How old DollFace, man? Too old. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
I don't know what you thought was going to happen if you hit that link and shit and I talk to you. Since you didn't, I'm going to talk. You didn't just start going through this today. And she's here, you know. She's here, y'all. Give a whole pen that you're going through with you. What the goddamn? She's smoking that shit again. The USB cable with the fuck. She's here. She's here, y'all. Give a
the USB cable.
Hold on. Welcome to goddamn. Hold on, what's that? That shit again. The USB cable. What's that, y'all? What's that shit? I see you. Hold on. I see you.
That's funny as fuck.
What's up? DollFace Trucker in the motherfucker. I gotta put you on the other side. Hold on. Oh shit! I can't move this. Boom! There you go. DollFace Trucker, man. What up? Welcome to the bullpen, man. Bullpen therapy.
What's up? Let me clean this camera.
DollFace, this is. She got her face on tonight. What's up, girl?
I don't got no face on. I have no makeup on.
Hey, I ain't say you had makeup on. I just say you had a face. You know, I'm a man. I don't really know the terminology. So I'm saying you look better on my screen than you did on your video. That's all.
Yeah, I was fucked up that day. I was tired. I was driving all day.
Okay. So you had an interesting few days, man.
I have.
You know, I have some questions from some people too, but I'm gonna ask you some stuff.
Go ahead, shoot.
In fact, maybe that just start off. No, fuck all that. So let's get your side of the story. I know you was on your channel and you said some stuff, but I'm pretty sure there's some people over here that hadn't heard anything. From what I gathered, this is what I got, right? Because it came to me in a link. It was like, the nigga left her. So I clicked the link and shit. That's not what the name of the video was. The message attached to it was nigga left her. I'm like, nigga left who? Right? So I clicked the link and shit, and I'm looking, and I might have been like skimmed through it, and it was like, he left. Like I seen a nigga out there, you know, put the shit in the truck, and you know, and he was like, you came home from work, and to this nigga sneaking out. So, in your own words, what's going on?
Do you want the whole story, or do you want me to, summarize it, or what you want?
Yeah, summarize, because we don't got a lot of time. I'm old. I need to be in bed, actually. I got time. I got a little time.
We were together for 3 years. I jumped into a relationship with him too fast without even knowing him that well. And we got in a car accident. Bills got behind. Bills got caught up. Things was going good. And he wanted me off the truck. So I'm like, well, I want to start a business. How can, I want to do some dispatching or maybe recruiting or something like that. So do you think you can handle the bills while I'm off the truck? So until I start making money? He was like, yeah. So we had already made an agreement that since he's living there in my house, he moved in with me, we'll split the bills. I make more money than he does. So you pay the bills and I'll pay the mortgage because the mortgage costs more than the bills.
I mean to cut you off, but can I ask you, what was he doing for money?
He was an electrician.
Okay, that's good money.
Exactly. I thought, but I've learned that he don't know how to manage his money. So he's supposed to pay the bills and I paid the mortgage, and it was going good for a while. And then we got to a place where everything is good. Like the bills are all caught up. We are even saving money. So now can I start the business now? This is an opportunity for me to be off the truck, be the housewife, do the whole, housewife thing. He was like, yeah, I got you. And I laid it all out for him, how I would make the money, how long it's going to take to make the money, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I got you. And so I put a 2-week notice in. It's not like I just left. And I got off the truck in July. He didn't pay August mortgage. And I'm like, okay, maybe he, is going through something. But he didn't pay September's mortgage. And I'm like, okay, now I don't work like that. I got 4 children. We don't do these type of things. We make sure our bills are paid. So I'm getting back on the truck. And I'm not coming home until I pay this 2 months off. And he's still not putting in his portion. So I eventually made a payment arrangement to pay the bills and, catch up on the mortgage or whatever. He's still paying the bills, but he's not helping with the mortgage portion. So now I'm 2 months past due. Then we had Thanksgiving that came up, and when you're not driving, you ain't running, you ain't making money. Then we had Christmas that came up. I lost money from that. Then I started trying to team, and that didn't work out. And every time changes happen, I would probably get like a $200 or $300 check. That puts me even further behind. So I eventually made a payment arrangement to where I'll catch up on my mortgage in 6 months. That's good. He didn't know that. So I'm like, look, my daughter's about to move back in to help with all the bills and stuff since we're breaking up because we broke up, and you're going to eventually either have to leave, or if you're staying, you got to help with the bills. He was like, I'll help you with the bills, because he wanted to stay together. Somebody else told me he was just trying to be nice to you because he was trying to buy time so he can make his move. Either way it go, you still got to fucking pay if you're living in my house. And so he was like, the next paycheck, this was on a Thursday. Next paycheck I get, which is Friday, I'll give you the money. And because we had an agreement that even if we broke up, he's still going to do his part and help pay the past due balances that he accumulated, that he said he was going to pay. He was going to be a man to do his thing. And Friday came, he didn't do anything. Saturday, I go home because I have jury duty on Monday. And he's packing up his shit and moving out. And I'm like, huh. So you was about to just dip? You thought you was pulling a big one on me, huh? You just dipping. Okay, cool. But he didn't even know that I had my shit already paid up. But I wanted him to stand on his word. You said that you was gonna pay the past due balances on the mortgage. That's all I cared about. All I cared about was you standing on your word. And if you can't do it, stand on that and say, I can't do it. All he can do was stutter. I knew he wasn't going to do that shit any fucking way. So, go ahead and go. Bye.
Okay. So, after this nigga didn't contribute to 3 months worth of bills, including the mortgage.
2 months.
Two mortgages or 2 months of bills?
2 months of mortgage.
He
was paying the bills, but then, so I got off the truck in July. He didn't do September and October's mortgage. The last bill he paid, the last time he paid the water was in November. He paid the power December, but he didn't pay it in January or February.
Y'all bills is all fucked up at this point. Clearly.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. The only thing I got left to pay is the water, which is nothing. My boys got that. Okay. Everything is caught up now.
So that shit was all over the place. So
it was all over the place.
After all of that shit was done, right? Because I watched the video and you was like, you asked him on the camera, for whatever reason, you asked him, hey, you gonna keep your word? You gonna kick in to the months that we got fucked up around here? And I think he said, yeah, I think.
He was stuttering at first. He kept stuttering. The only thing that he said was, I got you. And that's when I said, do I have your word? And he couldn't say anything else. And the reason why he didn't want to talk is when I walked in the house, the first thing he says, I don't want to talk. And I'm like, so I'm just supposed to shut up and just let you move your shit out, and you was about to leave. Like, I'm going to have to say my piece. Maybe I'm stubborn, but I got to say my piece. And then I said my shit, and then the whole video is how really long it lasted. I wasn't nagging him and going after him. I wanted him to stand on his shit. And if you couldn't stand on your shit, I proved that you couldn't stand on your shit, then go ahead and go about your business.
Okay, but check it out. So this is where I really need to know. Why would you expect this nigga who's been fucking up on these bills all this time to keep his word and be able to do anything?
I didn't expect him. I knew he wasn't. That's why I got back on the truck. That's why I got back on the truck, so I can do it on my own, because I knew he wasn't going to do it. But I still wanted him to. I'm still wanting you to stand on your word, because when I'm done, I'm done.
But DollFace, y'all was fucked up. Like, you said some shit was paid up. I don't know when, but when you did that video the other day, y'all shit was fucked up.
It was. It was fucked up. I just got everything.
When did you get everything caught up? Like today?
No,
because this was a few days ago.
The video, the last video that I did I think you reacted to when I was talking about I was depressed and crying and shit. That was probably about a month ago. I just got my shit caught up probably, let's see, it was 3 weeks ago, because I remember the payment arrangement. They said I have to pay. I've made a down payment on the payment arrangement, because they won't allow, when you get a certain amount of months past due, they won't even accept 1 month payment. They want half of the past due amount. And then that half counts as a down payment for a payment arrangement. So I made the half past due, which was 4 months. I got it down to 2. The payment arrangement was going to be for the rest of the 2 months plus whatever else is coming up. That was 3 weeks ago. And my payment started on February 1st. So I just made my last payment today for February. Now I'm working on March. Okay. But everything's caught up as far as the mortgage is concerned. And I sold the ring. That's how I was able to make that payment. Because I was only short I was short $1,000, and that's what I needed him. He said that he was going to give me that before he left. He said he was going to give me that $1,000. So when he was moving and packing up that Saturday, I'm like, well, I'm not going to get that $1,000. That's why I said, I'm selling the ring then, because I need that $1,000, or my payment arrangement is broken.
You got $1,000? You got $1,000 for that ring?
I got $900. I got $900 for it.
Did it? Mm-hmm. That's not bad. That's not bad. You know, people track that ring down. You know?
I can show you paper. I got the paper.
Hell yeah! I'm about to blow you up right quick on the screen so we can see.
I got the paper from Easy Pond.
And then got receipts, y'all. We got receipts in this bitch.
800. Got 800 for it. Easy Pond.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh well, god damn it.
The receipt. He told me the ring was a $10,000 ring, but it was really $4,000, and it's on sale right now, so it's actually $3,000.
Okay. Well, I knew he was lying. I knew somebody was lying. Nothing $10,000 about that. But, I mean, it could have been. But you know what you got me when you said it was like a carat or something.
It's
like
a carat and a half.
Yeah. Somebody got robbed and shit. You know what I'm saying? For 10 racks. That's kind of crazy.
It's a carat and a half, but yeah.
I paid less than that for a carat. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot less.
And he couldn't even afford that. Like, he was living above his means, even trying to buy that ring. And then so after he left and all that, he left some phones in the house that he had in some boxes. And I went through those phones, and he was engaged to 2 women at the same time. And they were saying the same shit to him about how he ain't paying bills and they're leaving him because he is fucking their shit up too. And he's just mooching off of them. I got the text. I don't got the text messages with me, but the text messages are in the fucking phone, and the phones are hid in my house. Wow. I'm like, so you was a whole bum. He's 51 years old. You too old to be doing shit like this. And now my fuck up is I got into a relationship way too soon with him. I should have vetted him out before I moved him in my house. That's where I fucked up. But I was excited to be a wife. Like, I wanted to be in love. Like, that's my fuck up. But I learned my lesson.
You know they call these niggas Pookies and Ray Rays and shit, right?
Pookies and Ray Rays.
One of them. You know,
I try not to talk bad about them.
I was an intern for electrician back in fucking probably like 2000. when I came home from prison and shit, and I was making $65 an hour.
He's a journeyman. I think he's like the highest one. Journeyman.
This nigga is got to be having some serious breath. For him to be playing these games and shit, he's been a bum fucking with you for a long time.
Well, I called his mom. So remember I told you I talked to him on a Thursday. He was supposed to pay me on a Friday. And Saturday is when he was moving out. I called his mom that Friday. And she was like, he didn't tell you he lost his job? And I'm like, no. He ain't even been here. God damn. She was like, we've been the one paying his car note and car insurance. And I was like, he ain't communicating none of that with me. But that still don't make it okay because you're not even communicating. So I don't know what he's, but see, during the time that he was not paying the mortgage, you know what he did? He was buying couches. He was buying Jordans. He was buying cowboy boots. Cowboy boots are not cheap. They're expensive. He's buying all this shit, but you can't pay the mortgage. And then back in 2021, I bought some red bottoms and he got mad because he saw them. He's like, oh, that's why she can't pay the mortgage because she buying red bottoms and shit. I've been bought those. So what, are you jealous? Because I know how to take care of my money and you don't? I don't like talking negative about people behind their back, but I feel like I really realize who he is.
So here's a question I got from a viewer. They asked, and I think we discussed this, but I think I need more details. The question is, how are you guys engaged when he said you guys weren't even dating? He didn't claim you.
Yeah, we stopped dating. When I learned that he wasn't paying bills and he was mishandling his money, I called the wedding off. So when I called the wedding off,
how long ago was that?
This was in July. I mean, in October when I got back on the truck.
Right, but he was just moving his shit out the house the other day on the live.
December, yeah.
Why was he? Nah, this is like, what was this?
December, no. Yeah, it was Saturday. But I'm saying, I didn't mean to say December.
Was he still living there?
Yes.
At the time, well,
so
he was sneaking out the house.
When we broke up, he said, because, well, I believed that he didn't have any money. So I was like, I don't want no problems. He could stay there until my daughter moves in and until he get his income tax check. So then there's no excuse for him to leave. He can't say he don't got the money to go because you got your income tax check refund. So that's why he was still there. But also we had an agreement, like he said, that's why I said on the video, that even though we broke up, he's still going to do his part and pay the past due balance on the mortgage that he was supposed to pay. He said, I'm not going to just leave you high and dry. But again, like
was he employed last week? Was he making money last week?
I don't know.
You have to figure. Come on now. He ain't have no money last week. So how did you think he was going to help catch up on these bills?
He told me on Thursday that he was going to give me the money, the $1,000 on Friday.
Where was he getting that from? If he's not making,
he said that he was working in Austin. His mom even said he was working in Austin. She said he lost his job and went to Austin to work. That's what his mom said, and that's what he said.
Hold on, slow down. You said that's what he was gonna do, or that's what he was doing?
He said that's what he was doing.
He was at your house.
He was gone for a month before we had this conversation of, you're gonna give me this $1,000.
Okay. And
that conversation was on a Thursday. Because my mom was like, Joe hasn't even been here. She was like, I don't have nobody to take me to pick up my medication or take me to the doctor's appointments, because that's what he was doing. He had like offered himself to do that. I didn't ask him to do that. So she was like, I don't have no way to get around. He hasn't been here. And I'm like, so now I got to show her how to use Lyft and Uber so she can get around, unless my daughter could take her and shit like that. And I'm calling him like, where are you at? When are you coming back? He was like, I'm out at work. I'm in Austin. I don't have signal. But he's a habitual liar, so I can't believe anything that he's saying. I don't know.
He's been lying to you for years.
Yeah.
and it's a real good lie. What? I have to be blunt here.
Be blunt.
The dick, man? Was it the dick? Like, no. What in the hell?
There wasn't the dick. Somebody told me that maybe that's why he started acting the way he was acting, because I was talking about how he can't keep it up.
Oh, damn. I wasn't ready for that. Goddamn. See, I be fighting for the niggas all the time. You had to say that shit. Shout out to Cam. Cam said you need to quit U.S. Express making $300 straight. Shout out to Cam, man. Thank you for the $19.99.
Well, go look and see what Sincerely Nadia said. Because she's going by what I said on my YouTube channel. No, the other one. She said something about my birth control.
She said, anytime a fool has all the answers and still on a hamster wheel on Breakup Street to nowhere, leave him be. Is that the comment you was talking about?
Mm-mm. She's talking about when I said that I had to get, when I got back on the truck in October, I didn't have any money, and I had to get on birth control to stop having a period.
Oh no!
Because I didn't have money for pads. Like I was really like broke as fuck, and I would call him to ask him for money just so I can even buy pads, and he didn't even have the money for that. And I'm like, I don't want to live like this. I can't do this with him.
Yeah, but you put up with that shit for a little bit too long. You know, I understand you.
Well, I didn't want him. He said that he was going to help,
hold on.
So that's why I believed.
That nigga was in your house until the other day.
Right.
You was going or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to call you stupid and shit, but
I was naive.
You have a fucking heart, naive. Okay. Yeah, he should have been gone. That's what I think. Babe, what you want?
Nikita, I was making over $100,000 a year. I could buy red bottoms if I want to.
Yeah, you should have been able to. And should have had. Did this nigga ever take care of that lawn back there, man?
He did.
Like, if you had to lay it down, he ain't take care of that lawn. He should have been gone.
He was taking care of the lawn, but the dog, she be running back and forth all the time. That's where those paths came from, because she running back and forth.
It has to be back there shitting like a motherfucker. Hold on a second, DollFace Trucker. I got a caller. A caller is calling on the fucking phone and shit. Hello, caller.
What one guilty?
I don't know.
Huh?
Can you hear her, DollFace?
I can hear.
Oh, you can hear. Okay. Somebody got me up in the background. Right. Turn me down somewhere.
That's me. My bad.
Yeah.
What? I'm gonna say a lot of stuff, so just in case I get put in the question. But what the fuck? Truly, I'm gonna say this to you, and you can take it as you please, because you know I'm blunt and stuff, and I don't have no beef or problem with you. I'm gonna just tell you this, okay?
Yeah.
The day I got on your live, I offered you help, right?
Yeah.
It was funny shit. Like, really, I don't extend my hand and offer help to a lot of people. I'm very generous, very open-handed, but you never reached out to me on Instagram, right? Now, I know I offered the help.
You did.
I don't need that. You do. So if you wanted the help, you should have reached out, and I would have helped you. Now, on another note and stuff, you contradict yourself a lot. You say a lot, and then I don't know if you people on YouTube forget the stuff that you say, but you really, like, fuck, dog. Like, come on now.
So what I contradict myself on?
Understand what you're saying makes no sense. You just got at somebody in the comments about red bottoms and you made $100,000, but then in the same breath you just said you can afford fucking tampons or pads or whatever.
Right. That's both true statements. Those are both true statements.
Remember you saying that this guy worked for the FBI and he said he got to go back to the field, and now
he did. He is an really First of all those are true statements. They're all true statements. I don't necessarily believe the FBI shit though. I think that's what he was saying to try to make himself look good. I don't believe that.
You said it. Nobody knew that shit until you said it.
Yes, I know that. But today, in hindsight, after he done moved out, after I saw how he was moving in that house and how he was stuttering and the shit that he was saying and what his mom said, I don't believe that he was in the FBI. Then when we had the conversation, I did believe that. But now I don't believe that shit.
This whole thing is crazy. Like, even you like going live to show all that shit, I'm gonna tell you right now, Shorty, this shit is crazy. Okay? I don't know if you don't understand that, but I'm telling you,
it's okay for it to be crazy. It's my channel. I do what I want to do on my channel.
Oh, you
I'm okay with that.
I'm just telling you, it don't make them look bad. It makes you look bad.
I don't care how it make me look. I'm getting paid. My channel is monetized. Motherfuckers are clicking on the video to watch the shit show, and I'm getting paid.
You're not getting paid that much for YouTube, baby.
Okay. All right.
I don't care. Why are you so concerned about what I'm putting on my YouTube channel? So what if it makes me look bad? I don't care. Ain't nobody paying my bills but me. I don't need the help. I appreciate the help. The reason why I didn't call you is because I don't need it. I'm not struggling for money. I'm not. So I appreciate the help. The reason why I didn't reach out is because I don't want to leave this company. I don't want to have to start over my insurance. I'm getting medication. I don't just take birth control pills. I have other medication that I take. I don't want to have to start over with a whole new company. I don't want to do that. I'm comfortable here. I'm afraid to go to another company. First of all, I got a ticket. I can't go to another company because I got a fucking speeding ticket. So I'm just trying to weigh my options. I appreciate the help, but I couldn't take it right now. And I don't need it right now. I'm good. I'm still making money here. I'm not broke.
All right. Well,
and as far as 100,000 and not being able to buy temps, I made, when I was an ambassador for Variant, they was giving us $2,000 per driver that we recruited. Plus we was getting 3 to 5 cents per mile for every mile that they drove. Plus the money that I was making driving. So I made over 100,000. I grossed. We were on per diem, so my taxable income was like 87,000, and my non-taxable income was like 30 or 40,000 or something like that. I showed all of my fucking W-2s on my live. I showed my shit. I don't have no reason to lie about that. But in July, first of all, 21 was good. 22 was going down a little bit. 23 was the lowest I've ever made at this company. And that's because I had the car accident. I was out of work, different shit. When I got back on the truck in July of 23, that's the brokest I've ever been since driving trucks. So I'm not sitting up here lying. I don't have no reason to lie. I got no reason to lie.
Here's a great question. I've been wondering it because, like I said in the video, like you drive these trucks and shit. You pull your truck up to the house. Shit. And did you pull up there like on some gangster shit?
Well, that thing was in that trailer was in the way, so I couldn't pull in my driveway. And the reason why I was behind on the mortgage, Jaded, is like I said, he said that he would take care of the mortgage so I could start my business. We made an agreement. I believed him that he would pay the mortgage until I started making money in my business. After 2 months of him not paying it, I got back on the truck. So that's the behind that I was, because we didn't pay August and September's mortgage. Got back on the truck so I could start paying it. That's why.
Let me ask you this. Do you think you are a good judge of character when it comes to men, to selecting a mate?
Probably not, but I don't have a lot of boyfriends. I haven't had a lot of relationships. I've had 3 relationships my whole life, 3 real long-term relationships my whole entire life. So I probably don't have the best judge of character, but that's probably the reason why I don't date a lot either.
Right. Yeah, somebody,
and I don't mind.
Nadia, you want to hit the link, Nadia? What is this shit going on in the birth controls and all of this shit? Yo, what's up, Willis?
Costs more for them pills and the pads. Well, no, I use WISP. WISP is a website that you can get. I think I paid $30 for the. I didn't want a period. Damn, my periods are heavy. For your information, I have very heavy periods. Don't nobody want to drive in that shit. So I'd rather have no period and on birth control than fucking having to change a pad every fucking 2 hours.
Hey, DollFace, check this out. Because before I went live, I seen you was going live, and I was looking at the title of the video. The title of the video, oh shit, right there. Oh, you live right now?
Yeah.
Shout to DollFace people over there. The name of your video is I Need Help
with my mortgage since he left me. Yeah.
Why is that the title of the video if you don't need any help with the mortgage?
Because you said that coming Sunday, maybe Sunday, she probably gonna do a live and ask for help with her mortgage. So that's the reason why I titled that.
I kind of thought there might have been a play on that. I was like, man, yeah, she saw my shit. She heard when I said that. Okay, I'll buy that.
I get why people think that I'll be on here begging, because I get on here, I tell all of my business about what's going on in my life, and even though I don't directly ask for money, y'all think that I'm asking for money, and that's not what's happening. I don't drop my Cash App and shit, but now since that whole, like when we had the whole thing with Rika Cherry and all of that, I changed my whole YouTube. Now it's called the DollFace Trucker, the DollFace Show. I'm gonna give you something to talk about. And then I made my little thumbnails that have like looks like tabloids. And one of them says Dollface is broke. She can't pay her bills and begging ass Dollface. I don't be out here trying to beg. I'm not begging. I don't even drop my cash app. I get on here and tell y'all what's going on in my life, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not asking for no money. I don't want it. I don't need it. I actually have a job. I'd rather work for it than get it, have it handed to me. Give me a job. Like, let me do something. I'm a virtual assistant. I know how to do graphic design. I be designing all kind of logos and shit. Let me work for it. I'm not trying to sit here and I don't want y'all to give me money. I want to work for my shit.
But check this out. I do remember some years back was on the struggle side.
Martin, when I got fired from Martin, when I was working for Night, I was going through the struggle. Yes.
Yeah, it was back then.
Yeah.
And you was going through some shit, and you was on your line fees trying to get that bread up out them people.
Yeah, I was.
And I think I might have threw a couple of dollars in there.
That was when I was working for Night.
Yeah.
I was homeless too.
You might have lost that job because
I quit.
It was Uber or Lyft or something.
I quit Night and I started Martin, and I got fired from Martin, and that's when I started doing Uber and Lyft.
Right, and you was raising money during them live fees so that you could pay
the rental car.
The rental car.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it was some times when you was struggling out here.
Yeah.
Getting money out these people, and you letting them know, hey, I need y'all niggas to kick in.
I mean,
I remember that.
Yeah, but once you know better, you do better. I'm doing better, and I give back. Like, I'm not always asking for money. I don't even have to ask for money anymore. I know how to hustle and get it. But back then, I really needed it. I'm not going to ask for it unless I really fucking need it. If I go on live and ask for some money, I really fucking need it. Like, when my dog died, I went live, and they told me right then and there, because I'm like, what are we going to do with his body? And she was like, we can cremate him, but this is how much it's going to... They charged me to even try to resuscitate him. And I wasn't even going to be able to get him cremated. I had no money. This came out the blue. I went live, and I was like, yo, I need help with his funeral stuff. Like, I want to get him cremated. Like, that was my heart. He was my service animal because I suffer with depression and PTSD and all of that. So I want my dog with me, and I asked for help. I asked, can y'all give me some money? Can y'all help me? And I don't ask for it if I didn't really need it. But I'm never gonna go on live and I'm gonna try to figure it out first before I ask anybody for some money.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for Dollface you want to ask? Anybody? You could call or hit the link.
And I'm okay with being scrutinized and stuff. I'm okay with that because I want to be better. I can't afford dog insurance. What the fuck do you mean? They wouldn't give him dog insurance because he was a senior dog. He was a senior. He's a senior dog, and they don't give senior dogs the type of dog insurance that he needed. And whatever he did need, they wasn't going to cover it because it's called a hemangiosarcoma. It's a fucking tumor that burst inside of his heart. That's some shit that they don't cover because it costs too much in a senior dog.
Damn. All right.
And
Nadia, you want to call the phone, Nadia? Because I think she's reading everybody. She's reading comments either here or on her channel. I don't know. So
I'm reading them on your channel.
Cohesive. Uh-oh. Who that is? Yeah.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I can't call it. Who's on the line?
You're right, Nikita. That's true. That's what I'm working on.
This is who?
This is Madam Richardson.
Oh, shit. Madam Richardson. For those who don't know, that's Mrs. Richardson.
I've seen her videos. I heard you doing some stuff with domestic violence. Am I right? Or is that somebody else?
Is she talking to me?
Yeah.
This is Miss Richardson. How you doing, Dollface?
I'm good. How are you?
Dollface asks, are you doing something with domestic violence people?
No.
Oh, I thought that's just probably another person.
Do you have some questions?
How you doing today, Sugar?
I'm good.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Where did you meet this gentleman at?
Through mutual friends. So if anybody knew, I was part of the S.H.E trucking organization. Sheree Moore. Mm-hmm. The vice president of S.H.E trucking is Jerry, Miss Jerry. She's a recruiter, and Miss Jerry and her sister know my ex-fiance, and that's how I met him. We were all like at a bonfire type thing.
Was he a truck driver?
No, he's not.
No.
No,
what did he do before? Because you said that he said he was doing FBI.
Well, he was for sure. He was an electrician. He was an electrician, but he told me that he was undercover FBI, but he didn't always work. He only worked when he was called on assignment. That's what he told me. But I don't today I don't necessarily believe that.
Good. So pretty much what he tried to do was just play you, pretty much.
Well, now I believe that based on reading the text messages in his old phones, he was playing other females as well, not at the same time with me, not that I know of, but on hindsight, I think that's what was happening. Yeah, I didn't want to believe it, but
pretty much, yeah, he pretty much played you. He saw that you was vulnerable, and he pretty much wanted to use you.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you, Sugar?
I'll be 40 in May.
Oh, okay. So he was like 11 years older than you?
Yeah, he looks young though. Like he don't look 51. Not at all.
He didn't look. It's all about the mentality.
And he act even younger. He act like a little kid. He is not mature at all.
Right. Okay. So, okay. And so I wanted to get up here and I wanted to encourage you, even though, yeah, I mean, like, don't take this the wrong way. I've done it before. I put my business up here and it backfired on me. And I know you probably say, okay, I just want people to know what's going on. But everybody really don't want to know what's going on. They really don't. Unless you're trying to teach others of what to do and what not to do. If you say, okay, well, I'm giving everybody what it's like for the next person, then that we can understand it. You don't give that, then that's why I was confused. Like, what the hell is he doing? I didn't understand what you was doing because I mean, I watched you. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking at you doing the trucker stuff, and then you come and do this stuff here, and then you talk about that you ain't got this, you ain't got that. I'm like, I'm it's confusing.
Yeah, it's so confusing if you're not following along with everything. Like if you're just coming in at the very end, it's confusing. But my viewers, they know the whole story of like the evolution of everything.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been at the beginning when you talk about how he was and how he was doing this and all this other stuff. And then even with the thing with you and S.H.E, and now y'all friends back and y'all done apologized and whatnot, got back together, thank God. So I was there. I was there. That's why I'm saying it's confusing because like I'm like, okay, she's here, she's at this stable part, then she come back and doing the video of the dude and whatnot, like, you know, hey, I don't think that part right there, and like I said, I'm not telling you try to do your channel, because it's your channel. That part there, I'd rather see the trucking part instead of that part. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That encouraged me to see you as a young lady doing your thing, doing what you're supposed to, even though you have that hiccup.
Okay.
Even though you had that hiccup, but still, I want to see more of the trucking stuff from you.
Okay.
So that's encouraging to me, and it is encouraging to other ladies out here as well.
I appreciate that. Sometimes I have problems with like doing the trucking stuff because I don't want to do what everybody else is doing, and I find it like hard to come up with content. So I'm like, well, if I don't have nothing to talk about as far as trucking, I might as well just do what I do. Plus, I got fired from Martin trying to do the whole trucking stuff.
You got your children. You got children to talk. You got children to do content with. You got cooking.
I can cook.
You got dogs involved. You got children to, to get some things done with. You got your children. They can come up with stuff like, that part there, your personal business. Everybody don't need to know all that. They don't. They don't need to know. Even though, yeah, you can talk about it, but still, everybody don't need to know all that.
All right, Miss Richards, I'm about to throw you off my line.
Because your business. Okay, fine, guilty.
No. Get that last point off. Get that last point off, though.
But I just want to encourage you, though. I'd rather see the trucking stuff. And that's how
I'm not always gonna be a trucker though. Like that's why I changed to the DollFace show, because it's not gonna be just trucking. I'm studying for the law school admissions test so I can be an attorney. So I'm not always gonna be a truck driver. That's why I stopped saying DollFace Trucker.
Hey, talk about that. Shit. Talk about that.
There you go.
Talk about that.
All right, Mrs. Richards.
Okay, bye. Bye.
All right, girl. Take it easy. We got Rick and Cherry calling back, but I'm gonna hit her back in a minute. I had Scott. Who's a comment up here? Shout to what's her name? That thing, Nikita. It's a new face around here. That must be your folks. What's up, Nikita? She says, if you can't hop companies right now, utilize US Express to your advantage. Look into training for a minute to get your bread up and gain some sort of financial stability.
I tried to, but I got that ticket, remember? So I got a ticket, and then I came back October 4th, and on October 10th, I was at the shipper, and there's like a little teeny pole that you can't even see, and I, bumped into the pole, so it was preventable, and I gotta wait 6 months before I could train.
Hey, check it out. Damn.
But I'm good. Like I'm still making money. Like I'm not.
I think I have to take this call. I think I have to. I might not hear the end.
Yes, you do have to take this call.
This is my lovely wife, Jaded AG, on the line.
Hi, Jada. Jaded AG or Jada?
Hi, how are you?
Jaded.
Jaded. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Hold on a second. Y'all hear?
I do.
I hear
Look on your. Do you have another tab that you have open with the YouTube? Are you still? Is my video still up?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be me. I don't know. Can y'all hear that in the
I can hear it. I had that happen to me. I had 2 tabs up. That's fine.
I damn sure don't got another tab up. I guess we'll try to fight through it. Go ahead, babe.
So I was just very confused. Like when you guys first moved in together, and he didn't want to discuss finances, or before you moved in and he didn't want to discuss finances, wasn't that a red flag for you?
It was a red flag, yeah.
Because I know as females, some of us tend to ignore red flags, but not knowing where he worked, and you're moving him in not only into your home, but your home with children, he could have been anything. He could have been a child molester. He could have been a murderer. I mean, like, to know enough information about him and move him in, that wasn't concerning to you?
I knew enough information to move him in. I knew where he worked. I knew all of that stuff. As far as the FBI thing, I saw what I thought I needed to see to believe that he was doing that. My kids are not young.
Were some of those things pay stubs?
Haven't seen any pay stubs, no.
Oh shit!
But
oh my god, you moved him in and didn't see any pay stubs, W-2s, 401k?
I saw W-2s.
Did you do a background check?
Did not do a background check. No. Like I said, like I've not been in situations like this. This is my first time I've moved a man with me in my house. Like, I jumped into, like I said, I just jumped into it way too soon. So that's my fault. And I take it.
You guys been living together for how long?
3 years.
Sorry.
3
so
years.
You guys have been living together for 3 years?
Yes.
In the same house for 3 years, and you didn't see a pay stub, or did you help him file taxes?
Well, I guess in my defense, I've been on the road this whole time, and I never really had a situation where I needed to ask him for his paycheck stubs until recently. We just didn't talk about finances. I chalked that up to him just not trusting me, and I didn't want to push the envelope because I didn't want him to think that I was like a gold digger or something like that. That was my, I guess.
Just a little bit of advice going forward with your relationships. I mean, since you invited us all into it.
I'm open for it.
Pay stubs, W-2s, W-4s, 1099s. Like, you need to see this person making some type of income. You need to see receipts of that income, because it seems that he was able to tell you whatever, and because he realized you didn't want to argue or push the issue, he was able to tell you he was an FBI agent, he was Inspector Gadget or whoever, and then turn around and like did nothing for you. He hindered your life.
The only thing, the stuff that he didn't do just started happening in August, and even that was just a mortgage. Like, mind you, the whole time that he's been living there, up until about November, he's been paying bills.
Are you calling from his wallet?
He's been paying bills. He's been taking care of my mom. He's been taking care of my mom, paying bills. He's been putting food in the house, taking care of the kids. He was holding the house down. The only thing that he didn't do before November was those 2 months of the mortgage. And then in November, that's when he, I guess, lost his job, apparently, according to his mom. But he was doing all, like, he was taking care of my mom, taking care of the kids, getting them back and forth to school, the doctors, putting food on the table, buying groceries, paying the bills. He was doing all of that.
Okay, babe. Enough of you drilling.
Wait. Two more things.
We got Nadia backstage. Give me a minute, Nadia.
Okay. One, I would just say to pay attention when things change, when someone at your work starts changing what they have been doing. That's probably because they're entertaining someone else.
I knew that. I figured that was happening. I think I just believed that he didn't have the money to move. So I was like, I'm going to give you time to, get your money together and like get like a W-2. I mean, not W-2, but get your refund so you can use that money to move out. I thought he was going to say, I can't move out because I don't got the money to move. So I was like, well, by the end of February, beginning of March, you should be out.
If he's a grown adult, nobody don't give a shit about his feelings. When it's done, put his ass on the curb. That's the only thing I'm gonna say going forward. Check for income, do a background check, and when he starts being shady, put his ass out.
Right.
So that's my advice.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Jaded.
Okay. Bye.
All right, my lovely wife, Jaded AG. Hey, real quick, baby, you off the phone, right? Okay.
Your viewers in these comments, they are ruthless. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, this is the bullpen, man. That's how it be like that sometimes. Don't mind them. Somebody said, "Man, did your kids even like him?"
At first they did, but then they didn't.
Okay. If you don't mind, how old is the oldest kid that stays with you?
The oldest is 18. He turned 18 in September. Okay. He just graduated high school.
He was looking at this nigga like a bum the whole fucking time.
No, they actually got along, actually. They got along. My youngest son, he ain't like that dude at all.
Okay. We have my little sis Nadia on here. I'm gonna step to the side. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Nadia, you think you can hold this down so I get back?
I think I can hold it down.
Okay. Nadia's pretty. I like your hair.
Hey, thank you.
How you doing?
Okay, I'm good, and you?
I'm good.
So I know you saw what I wrote in the comment section. I'm not gonna repeat that because even though it was kind of savage, I really meant it all. But I'm not here up here on this platform. So like getting up here and go back and forth in the craziness. I can't give you no advice. I'm not trying to give you no advice. I think we're both women of a certain age and you're grown. My thing is with you, and I'm gonna keep it real, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask you, where's the accountability when it comes to you?
I am giving accountability.
Hold on. No, you really don't, sis. And I'm gonna tell you why. I sat back. You don't know me, but I've watched your platform. Nice platform, very nice platform. I watched a lot of your videos, and I really honed in on the videos that you've been doing lately, right?
And a couple of things, I remember you talked about how he moved in and that he overguessed. You said something like that, how he was going to be able to help you with the bills, right? He wasn't able to pay. His heart was in the right place, you said, but he didn't want to say that he couldn't afford it. Like, why didn't you then put his ass out? Because you got to look at it this way, like he's taken out of your children's mouth, right? And I heard you, I watched people in your comment section say, oh, I would have put him out this, that, and third. And you're like, no, because he mean well. It's not like he's not paying no bills. And that's the issue I got. You're like, oh, it's not like he's not paying no bills. He's paying the cable bill. He's paying, he's helping with this. He's helping with that. No, fuck that. Why he not paying the mortgage? And I don't care what you make as a female that's trucking. He's a man. He moved into your territory. And when I say your territory, you was a complete package with those kids. A lot of people will say, a lot of these men will say, oh, hell no, they ain't my kids. I'm not going to take, I'm not going to do that. That's too much of a burden right there. But he signed up for that when he said, okay, let me get up in here, right? And you didn't hold him accountable for shit. To hell with a ring, like he didn't come through the door paying bills. He didn't come through the door showing you who he was as a man. And I hate to say it, but you didn't think about your kids first when you moved that man in, because why the fuck he didn't pay no bills? And I'm not fucking cable bill.
He paid all the bills.
Like, you had to.
The only thing that I paid as the whole entire relationship that we were together since he's been in the house has been the mortgage. He's been putting the groceries.
You ready for this? I watched your videos. So which one we gonna go with? Because you said that he could never pay for the mortgage. He didn't make enough to pay for the mortgage. You said that he was, when you keep telling these people an FBI agent, you said that he works with IT or something like.
He's an electrician, and then he was supposedly undercover. He was supposedly an undercover FBI agent, and he only goes out on assignment.
Let's not blow up his position more than what the fuck it is. He worked up in that building somewhere. That's what it is. And the fact that you say he a grown ass man in his 50s buying some fucking Jordans, like this is 2024. Where the fuck was the red flags for you?
The red flags were there, but at this point, my mom had already moved in, and she's disabled, so he's helping her. And I just had to get to a point where I can get him out. I had to get to a point where I can get him out. Like, it wasn't an easy transition to just be like, leave.
You say get him out, but look how he fucked you over, and he left regardless.
But he didn't fuck me over by leaving. I caught up with all of my shit before he even left. I've been like I told Guilty about 3 weeks ago. I already started the whole payment arrangement with the mortgage and everything because I had to make the money to put the down payment on the payment arrangement. But when I got back on his truck in October, I had already made a mental note that by tax time, I'm gonna get my taxes. He's gonna get his, and he's gonna get out. There's not gonna be no excuse on he don't have the money because he keeps saying he don't got it. So I was thinking he's gonna be like, I don't got the money to move. So there should be no excuse.
Did you really give a fuck about that when he told you he got you with the mortgage? So let's go back to that. You said that he been paying the mortgage, right?
No, he hasn't. He's been paying the bills.
No. From the beginning. Hold on, we're going back to the beginning. You said he always paid the mortgage.
No, he didn't. He never paid the mortgage.
Did y'all hear that in the chat? Did y'all hear that in the chat?
He's never paid the mortgage. I paid the mortgage because I made more money. I can afford the mortgage. Okay, he pays the bills.
DollFace, when he moved in with you, what did he pay?
He paid all the bills.
What did he pay?
He paid the only bills that I have: cable, internet, power, water, trash, and then his bills and put food in the house. Go on grocery shopping and shit, and whatever the boys needed, if they needed money or whatever, he'll give them money and shit like that. And then he'll send me money for certain things that I would need.
Okay, so you separating the mortgage from the rest of those little bills.
Yes.
Guess what you're doing?
Yes.
So again, he never. So now we playing with words. He didn't pay mortgage. That means I rather the man pay mortgage. You could pay the little bills. That's some rinky-dink shit.
I don't want, because I just don't feel like I could put that responsibility on him, and if he don't do it, then I get put in a bad situation. It could have been worse. If I would have just trusted him to do just a mortgage.
Why move him in when that situation wasn't set up? Those are concrete conversations we need to have. Look, how many babies do you have? When I say, I'm talking about the ones that's underneath your roof, like you're responsible for, not the adults who's out. How many babies do you have in the house?
My 17-year-old.
Okay, so you don't have no younger kids in there?
No.
Okay, so when you had a conversation with him, it wasn't about like, we're gonna split this mortgage, we're gonna split these bills. It was like, oh, because that's a beautiful setup for a man. No mortgage.
I don't.
I mean, really.
Like, I'm afraid of being homeless again. I was homeless when I started driving trucks, so I didn't want to put.
Think about that once you put him up in here because he fucked you up with the mortgage when you had to go back for classes.
Yeah, for 2 months. But it's 2 months. It's not the whole 3 years. Imagine if I would have put him in charge of paying the mortgage for the whole 3 years. I would have been lost my house. Had I known then what I know now.
You see how you got the clap back for it. You went like, no, it wasn't that long. It wasn't. So here we go. You ready? Because I own property. You said it was only 2 months. Mm-hmm. So how the fuck how was you going into foreclosure when it's S.H.E, when it's backed by the government? You could have got help, right? That means you've been in this situation before.
I did get help.
You did.
I can show you guys. On my YouTube channel, I don't know if you've seen it, but I showed you all of that. When I got back on the truck in October, that first check that I got was a short check. Then I got a teammate. That check was a good check. I paid August mortgage. Then that teammate got off the truck. My check was a short check. Then I got another teammate. That was a short check. Then we had Thanksgiving. That was a short check because I went home for Thanksgiving. Yeah. Got back on the road.
And shit happens. Shit happens. And when it snows, it fucking it's a snowball. Okay, it's a whole.
My mistake was coming home on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Had I just stayed on the road, then it wouldn't have got to 4 months behind. And by the time it got to 4 months behind, I had already made the money to pay the 2 months. Once I paid the 2 months, I'm only 2 months down. Now I can make the payment arrangement, and that's what I did.
You gotta say,
like even on Christmas when we got to the point where, okay, to help me catch up, you'll pay half and I'll pay half. He gave me $950 one point. He gave me $950. Well, he was supposed to give me $950 and he didn't give it to me. And that's when I realized he's just not going to be able to do it. He's not going to do it. He just can't. He don't even know how to manage his money.
But he had it to give for the Jordan.
Right. He bought furniture and all kind of shit.
No, so he had it.
I know, and that's why I called the wedding off, and that's why I said it's over.
That's when you gotta hold your imaginary nuts, and he got to get the fuck up out of there because he should have.
It's easier said than done when at that time my boys were still
in. You can't come up in here with no Jordans. You hear yourself?
I know that, but I can't just tell him to go when he's the one. He's the one taking my kids to school. He's the one taking my mom to the doctor until I can find a.
Hold on, you say your kids, so your son.
They just graduated. They just graduated. My 17-year-old just changed schools so he can catch the bus to school. So then this man don't have to take him.
Without this man, because he just came along within 3 years, what would you have done with your 15-year-old at the time? 14, 15-year-old.
My son's father was living out there. He was the one helping the household until I met Joe. And when I met Joe, then my son's father left. My son's father was out there helping with the kids while I was on the road.
That's crazy, sis. That's crazy. I'll tell you this much. You're resilient as fuck. I give you that. You're resilient as fuck. If things happen and you snap back, I've heard you. I've heard the conversations you had on your live, and you're able to get back on your feet immediately. But if you get back on your feet, like the setup is crazy. Like the situations that you come across. And the only reason why I'm speaking this passionately is because you put a lot of shit on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Like, I get that, and I was so angry. I don't even know you personally, and I was sitting by, and I was like, I'm rooting for you. I was like, yeah, okay, shit happens. You know, she gonna get it together. The house gonna be okay. Next minute, you know, it's like, well, I'm gonna let him stay until May so he can get his security deposit up for an apartment. And I was like, fuck that shit.
Like right now, my mom, she just had surgery on her hip. She can't walk. She can't even go to the mailbox and check the mail. So if my son, both of my boys are in school, my son is in high school, my other son is in college, and they're working. So they're not even at home with her. If she slips and falls and breaks her hip again, or she can't get to the doctor and shit like that, that's what he was there for. And until I can, and she was a drug addict. Like, y'all already know this. So until I can find a replacement, I needed to just do what I had to do. Plus, he was still giving money to help with all that.
I heard that. Listen, I feel bad about all of that stuff, but I'm not an empathetic person. When I say I'm not empathetic, I don't the tears and I don't do it.
I'm not trying to cry either. I'm not upset or sad about none of this.
But what I'm saying is it's almost like where there should be accountability, you got stories lined up.
I'm accountable by saying I shouldn't have moved that man in as soon as possible. I shouldn't have moved him in as soon as I did. I should have vetted him.
At the same time, you got to hold yourself accountable in all aspects of dealing with that situation. Like, your mortgage is fucked up, not just because of him, but because of you. Because if your mortgage is fucked up for 4 months, you should have had that shit together for 6 months. You understand? Like, when trucking was good and up and it's stuck, you should have had all that shit.
It was. And when in July, when I got off the truck, it was up. I had excess. Everything was good.
But right. You had access, but it wasn't there, sis. When the motherfucking foreclosure was happening.
They do a foreclosure after 190 days.
You said 4 months,
right? 190 days, 4 months. Anytime in between that. That's what they told me. I said 4 months. I took the higher one.
All right, hey Nadia. I hate to be the bad news, but I'm about to throw your ass off my damn. Okay,
I know y'all. I know. I get it. I'm gonna let them say what they gotta say.
Definitely, thank you. I don't know what your people are saying over there. I hope they're being nice to me. If not, fuck them. I just came here.
They're just saying that this is a tear down plot.
Hey Nadia, before you go, you got people over here fucking with you talking about. I seen the comment said whoever asks her all these questions, big ass Dr. Phil got a nigga playing PlayStation next to you and all this. But you know, who you with all the answers. That's what they pretty much saying. Yeah. Oh no, I don't have all the answers. But what I do know is you need to be accountable. So the more I hear her talk, is what I'm saying is, in short, the more I hear her talk, it's like, oh, he fucked me over X, Y, and Z, and this is why. But no.
The only thing that he fucked me over with was not paying. The only thing he fucked me over with is not paying that those 2 months when he said he would. That's the only thing that I fought him for. It's those 2 months that he said he was going. When he said that, okay, yes, you can get off the truck and I got you, so you can start your business. And I believed him. That's what I fought him for, because he didn't keep his word on that.
Okay, and they said here it is. He took care of her kids and mom and paid 5 bills with a regular job. Everybody don't make trucker money. Okay, so if that's the case, why would she fall back on her mortgage? So then,
because I had zero. When you get back on the truck,
back on you, no.
When you get back on the truck, you ain't gonna make a full paycheck that first week. And every time a co-driver got seated on the truck or got off the truck, my check wasn't a full check. And I have 4 of them. 4 drivers get on and off the truck. And I still got other bills. I got other bills to pay. I can't just put my whole check to the mortgage. I still got phone bills to pay. I still got car insurance. I still got food that I gotta eat with.
Yo, hold on. I'm gonna say this because you just brought me to the attention. I forgot she was live and shit. So I'm gonna say this to all you fuck ass niggas over there in her fucking comments.
Oh God.
All y'all niggas is motherfucking enablers. At least I'm gonna tell her the fucking real. At least I offered her fucking help. Because yes, even with the motherfucking ticket, she could have still made motherfucking money. I would have, man, look, fucking Jay, that stank ass shit, boy, y'all niggas can eat several fucking dicks.
Oh, no.
Hey, you so fucking confused, you failure, you fucking fail ass motherfucking bitch. Don't fucking play with me, ho. You already know I burnt your ass up. Do not play with me, ho. Do not. Because you a failure within this fucking stuff, bitch. You can't succeed in nothing. How the fuck you gonna give nobody motherfucking advice, bitch? How about that? And all them niggas in your comments that's like, oh my God, none of them bitches don't fucking offer you no motherfucking help. When I extended my hand, because they talk about, oh, she calling it to be messy. Bitch ain't nothing
Are you mad at me because I didn't take the help that you offered me?
Hold on. No, I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking
She's talking to people in your chat over there. But Ricka.
Yeah, because they
I hear you, but fuck them over there, cause I'm not watching that over there. I don't know who over there. Fuck all them. But I don't want to spend no time talking about them people. Like fuck them. Like hey, you know what it is, man. The people special over there. Like Shea Girl is really short, boss shorty. Like come on, man. Like why we wait? We're not wasting our time talking about them people. Yeah.
Let's go for real.
It is what it is.
Let me tell you this.
Hey, you're gonna have to wrap it up though.
Wrap it up. On YouTube, when I watch you people on YouTube, y'all think I watch the most recent shit. God. Most recent shit. I watch y'all old shit. When I found all y'all, I watch y'all old shit. When y'all was doing y'all fucking thing. And I told you, doctor, you was doing your fucking thing. I don't know where the fuck shit crashed out. I know about the Martin niggas calling, say, oh, she recorded while she tried to blah blah get fired. I knew about night and all that shit. You was doing your shit back then, so I don't know how the fuck it got fucked up.
It didn't get fucked up. It was just a 2-month mortgage thing. It was a snowball effect. October, November, December, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Talking about me over there.
Oh, hey.
That's the only thing. Like,
give me two.
Shout out to my nigga Mob with the
but why do I need to go to another company for what? I'm making money here. I'm good here.
From back there when you made your first video, you were talking about being a lawyer, right?
Yes.
I even said so the other day. And that was how many years ago that you came into trucking?
It was 6 years, but it's easier said than done.
But you haven't made a step towards it.
I have been. I've been studying. I study when I get the chance to study. You don't know. Let me show you something. Since you said I'm not doing anything towards it, let me show you what I'm doing towards it. Since you said I'm not, let me show you my books that I got.
You ain't got to show me nothing. You ain't got to show me nothing. And I promise you after this, I won't even be concerned or even say, oh yeah, this is nothing. I promise you, I won't. Because I don't have time for it. Because when I actually try to help, bro.
But why are you mad that I didn't accept your help though?
Help you.
I didn't accept your help right away because I don't need it right away. I'm not looking to change companies right away. I'm not changing companies while I'm trying to catch up on my mortgage.
You need help.
I'm not changing companies when I'm trying to catch up on my mortgage. When I get my shit straight because I know what kind of money I'm making, then I'll look into other options. And this is the book. I've been in this book.
But like I said, you contradict yourself.
I've been in this book.
Helping out and all of this, but you had got off the truck anyways. You said he couldn't pay the mortgage, but you had got off the truck anyways. You said he barely could manage the bills, but you got off the truck anyways. If you was the breadwinner in that situation, why the fuck you getting off the truck anymore?
Because I believed that I believed him when he said he would help. Because I wanted to believe him because I wanted to start my business.
How the fuck he gonna help when he couldn't even help when you was working, shorty? Like, come on, bro.
Because he's an electrician. Shit, he should be making enough money to help.
I've never come up here on YouTube and boo-hoo cried and nobody or beg nobody for shit.
Right,
Nobody
Jay.
could come and say, Rika asked me for a motherfucking cent. You feel me? Real shit. If I'm dealing with shit, I'm gonna deal with it. I've been through shit. I lease my truck. You feel me? I go through shit. I go through breakdowns, all of that, but I handle that shit. And then I come out, yeah, I had a breakdown, blah, blah. We good now, though. We rolling now, though. You feel me? I don't gotta do all of that. So you see, when y'all put y'all stuff out here, people bring it to y'all attention again because it's not private once y'all put it out here. Y'all really get so upset about it, but it's like, bro, like, what are you doing? I know you've been through things. I've been through things. We've all been through things, but at some point it gotta give. And I even open up my mouth. I open up my mouth because I'm like, yo, you gotta see the fucking writing on the wall somewhere. And like I said, them delusional ass motherfuckers over there, they ain't gonna tell you. They ain't gonna tell you. They ain't gonna tell you nothing. They gonna watch and cheer you on because they want to see you fail. I honestly, I don't want nobody to fail. I want everybody to win. There's enough out here for all of us to fucking eat. All of us. You feel me? There's niggas that's charging people for fucking game. I just try to charge a motherfucker for a goddamn thing. You feel me? I give it for free. Have it. Do something with it. Be better. And I'm not all the way me? So when you say the things you do and say he couldn't do this and he couldn't do that and whatever, you still got off the truck. You say he was helping with your mom and your kids. What were you doing before that nigga came in? Because you.
My mom wasn't living with me before she came in. My mom wasn't living with me before he came.
Hold on.
She would come back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Senior help. There is, even if it's not full-time help, there's part-time help. Have somebody come in a couple hours a day, whatever. The state will help you. I'm not too sure about that specifically. I know the states will help you when you have a senior citizen. You say you 40 or not 40, I forgot what you said. But I mean, your mom older. So she just qualified that she's disabled how she is.
Look, at the end of the day, there's things that I did not have to take care of that he took care of, and I was good with that. It worked for me for the time being. That's all I can say. If y'all want to fault me for that, then fault me for it. But I didn't have to buy groceries for my house. I didn't have to take my kids back and forth to school. I didn't have to pay any of the bills, so I could save my money and stack my paper so I could start a business, because that's what I was trying to do. So there's little parts of times when I was using him for little shit. Of course, so maybe he couldn't pay the mortgage, but he was paying shit that I don't have to pay, so I could at least stack that money so I can try to start a business or at least go to fucking law school.
You know what? And I rooted for you when you were doing your dispatching business stuff.
That shit is hard as fuck. It's hard as fuck. It's hard as fuck. I felt terrible for failing at it because it's hard as shit.
Somebody else. Feel me? But here's the thing. You cannot rely on somebody else to take care of your shit while you're doing something else. You should have made sure you put in place the money to cover your mortgage and bills and have a little extra before you got off the truck. Nigga.
Yeah, that's true. I should have, but I didn't.
If you don't get it right now, or anybody else, all the females, if you don't get it, and that's when you gotta set your shit up regardless of the nigga being here, then you gonna be fucking lost. You already lost.
Hey, all right, hey, Ricka, I'm gonna have to let you go.
And again, I'm about to get off.
He said his name is Joe.
Oh yeah, niggas are saying I'm comment, you whack ass bitches. Hey, I'm out.
Rick and Cherry, y'all. Rick and Cherry with the smoke all the time. Ricka with the shit. What? All the time?
What you gonna do?
I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't afford it at one time. At one month when I got back on the truck official list, yes, I couldn't. I'm good now.
Is Joe the boyfriend, the dude that was leaving?
Mm-hmm.
That's that. He just texted me.
Mm-hmm.
You want to call? You want to talk to me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
I'm just kidding. But 601, whoever that was, you can call back now. My bad, women be on phone. So call back. I'm gonna wait for this dude to call back. But old lady, I don't know who that is.
I can say that I probably could have did things better. Yes, I could have did things better. But at the time, I wasn't focused on that. I was focused on if he's doing this over here, that's something I don't have to worry about, so I can do this over here. Period. It was convenient. It was easy. It was easy for me to have him do the shit that he was doing, so I could focus on other shit that I was trying to do.
They call him back. You're.
Yes, sir.
Who got in line?
It's Roland. Yeah, I know, man.
Ain't shit, man. I thought you was about to say Joe, man. I was like, God damn, fam.
Nigga said Joe.
That's the name in question. What's going on, man? You've been listening to the show. What's your thoughts? What's going on? Yo, shout out to that nigga Law in the building. Podcast Die Trying. What's going on, pimpin'? Yeah,
yes,
man.
Sir,
exactly, podcast to die. That's the truth right there. It's good, then it went bad. Real quick.
DollFace. You hear me?
I can hear you.
In here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I feel like, feel like you have good intentions, you have a good heart, you seem like a good person. This is the first time I'm seeing you, and I've been on this YouTube shit 7 years, but based on your conversation and just listening, you seem like you have a good heart, you just make some bad decisions, and it's not really bad either, because it seemed like the individual was doing what he was supposed to do in the beginning. But you said this thing been going on for about 3 years, and it's up until about 2-3 months ago, like November, things start to left. You understand? So, like, I don't feel like it was maybe he just got tired or some shit and find somebody
his
else.
mom said that he didn't have, his mom said he lost his job. She said he lost his job and they were actually paying his bills. So I didn't believe him when he said he lost his job, but apparently he lost his job and he didn't communicate that with me. So that's why he couldn't pay what he was trying to pay. But he also, that coupled with he's just bad at managing money. Because if you got a bill due, why would you go buy some shoes?
Yeah, true, absolutely, definitely. And I mean, and as a man, but you can't overlook. You as a person, you know more than us. You were the one in the situation, but you can't overlook what he was also doing. You understand? So he said he was there taking care of your mom and your kids, and he holding down the house pretty much. I mean, like he was.
Yeah, he was holding down the house. See, my mom came in and she wasn't like when she first came in, she was living with my daughter and my daughter was helping her. Then she went back to Vegas. And so then I'm like, okay, that's when me and him were good. When she came back, we were like kind of rocky, but she's here. And I didn't accept it. I didn't even want her there. Like me and my mom don't get along really like that. But they sent her the shelter in Houston sent her to shelter in Vegas sent her to Houston, and she arrived and called him and said, pick me up at the airport. So then I can't handle that. I'm on the road. I can't take her to the doctor. I can't do all of that shit. So he did it. He took it upon himself to help her and do all of that. He was helping getting my kids back and forth, and he was buying groceries and shit, and that's what he was doing. He was taking care of the household.
Everybody that's been crucifying you, you know what I mean, and saying, "Oh, you dumb as fuck, and you idiot girl," they can't really say that, you know what I mean?
Well, they're saying that because I put it out there. If I put my information and business out on the internet, of course, people gonna, which I'm okay with. Like, that's what Nadia said. People gonna critique it.
Yeah, you have to be open to criticism when you put out the personal life. But based on what you said, just going off based on what you said, like I said, I feel like the man was doing what he's supposed to do and a hold on the house while you're not there. You know what I mean? Whatever changed within the last part, then that just happened and thing. But I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, just take your time and, you know what I mean? You'll find the right person. Not me, you know what I mean? Because I'm a dog shit. Just maybe just to get some advice.
But at the end of the day, everybody thinks that I am struggling. I'm not struggling. I was struggling with the mortgage, but that's because I didn't make enough money to pay the past due and the current mortgage. So in that sense, yes, I was struggling, but as long as I got a job, as long as I'm working, I'm not struggling. I'm not. And when I was doing the whole video of me being upset and depressed, that's not because of my financial situation. It's realizing that this is a nigga that is a piece of shit. I thought I can love him and trust him, and I can't. And I got to deal with my children, and I got to deal with all the other shit that y'all don't know about. It's hard sometimes for me to have all this on the weight of my shoulders, and I don't have nobody. Like Rika said, sometimes you just need you might need a coach or somebody to talk to. I don't got nobody that I could really fucking talk to that can understand and can give me sane advice. Rika, sorta. I don't know what happened today because she just flipped out, but I don't have nobody I can talk to a lot of the time. So I just hold all this shit in, and sometimes I just gotta let it out. But I'm not out here struggling to pay bills and shit like that. I can do it. I did it before he got there. I bought the house way before he got there. I'm struggling to pay the mortgage. I was struggling to pay the mortgage. I'm not. I didn't say I couldn't pay my car insurance. My car that month I couldn't pay it, but I'm not out here saying I couldn't pay my car insurance, my car note, my phone bill, my credit cards, my dog stuff, my kids. I got a lot of bills. I got a lot of overhead. But y'all hear me talking about in October when I didn't have no money, I was dead broke. And y'all hear me talking about how I couldn't pay the mortgage. Y'all don't hear me talking about I can't pay my water, phone, power, cable, internet, trash, none of that.
I'm gonna leave you with this right here. You know what I mean? One of the times you said that you were unable to buy pods or tampons. The sanitary. Pick up it. Never leave you with this. As a Jamaican in Jamaica, old people would always say this to the girls. You know what I mean? If you're fucking a nigga And he can't even buy a soap or a rag to wash your pussy up. You don't fuck. You don't need to be with him. You know what I mean? So for you not to be able to buy pads and tampons,
okay, Rika, that's how you feel.
Right?
I don't know what the hell happened with Rika. Like,
bullpen gang, you already know. Already. Oh God, yeah. Yep. Walk
yeah. Look, I'm gonna say this before you invite somebody else on there.
Yeah.
Everybody got ups and downs. I ain't saying I'm always up, and I ain't saying I'm always down. I have ups and downs. At the end of the day, I have a job. I'm making money. I know how to make money. The biggest struggle that I was struggling with was the fucking mortgage. Period.
And it seems to be
and it's taken care of now. Y'all want to see receipts? I can show you receipts if you want to see that too.
No, we don't want to see it. Shit. Well, while I got you here, because I'm about to wrap up soon. I got somebody I've been wondering about. I heard some foul shit had happened to her. I don't even know her name. I just know she's pretty, and she drives trucks, and she appears to be a boss. So I'm just gonna throw her up here right quick.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. I don't know her. I don't know her like that. Cut her out that
picture and stand behind her next to my green Kenworth. That ass. That's what I was gonna do. Just make it like I'm chilling with her and shit. What, do you have any news? I heard she got in some trouble.
So I'm not gonna put what I heard, but what I read online was she was dating a drug kingpin, and they got a large fentanyl bust, and they got arrested and charged, indicted, and convicted for all of that stuff. It's online.
All right. And what's her name, by the way?
Pretty Pockets. And I think her real name is, I don't know her real name, but I forget. Tiana or something like that. Tiana White, I think her name is.
Oh, shit. Yeah, she was doing, I thought she was like really doing her thing. Well, she was doing her thing with the trucking.
What I read online was her trucking business is still legit, but everything else was not legit. It was ran through, like, all the money she was saying she was making and shit, it was ran from the drug money. But they can't distinguish if what money was coming from her trucking business and what money was coming from the drug business, from what I read on the court reports and stuff. But I mean, I don't be really paying attention to all that.
Damn. Tell you something. Jada dang locked me down, but I've been chasing her ass right up the highways, a motherfucker with. I swear. But okay. All right. I missed a call just now. I don't know who that was. Oh, that was Face. You call my guy Face. This is probably gonna be the last call right here. It's my brother Face and shit right here. I call him back. Somebody said we got an echo. Do we got echo, y'all? Somebody said we got bad echo. My brother's Face. What's going on, brother? I can't call it, man. Sitting here, doing what I do. Holler at me, man.
Yeah, I was just talking. Miss Lady still up here?
I'm still here.
DollFace, this is my brother Face and shit. DollFace and Face, look at that. Hey, are you the one? Can you be the one to straighten DollFace out?
I think Face was talking shit in the comments. Though. I think he about to rip me a new one.
That was somebody else.
Oh, like he about to rip me a new one right now.
I think people was giving you good advice. I think the delivery was fucked up. But I'm telling you, people giving you solid advice. But the only thing I would say to you, like, honestly, and I understand that, like, this is, like, yo, if you going out on doing whatever you do in life, and you got a mortgage, and if you have to, like, go and hustle to get, if you fall 1-2 payments behind your mortgage, you should already have that money. If you don't have that money already, you probably living a little bit above your means. Because you just said something about insurance, credit cards, things like that. Not trying to tell you what to do, and I ain't gonna cuss you out and call you names and stuff, but I'm just telling you, you might be a little bit above your means when you're doing stuff like that.
Okay. Well, the credit cards are secured credit cards, not unsecured. So it's not like I got credit like that, so I could build my credit. I had a lot of savings and stuff, but when I got in that car accident, I depleted my savings, and I haven't got them back up. I had at least 4 months worth of stuff and savings, but I was off of work for 6 months, and I had 4 months of savings, and I didn't even try to buy this house. Like, literally, y'all know, if y'all been watching my channel, I was in an apartment. The COVID shit happened. I had to move out. They said that I owed the apartment complex. They put it on my credit. And when I was trying to rent, since I guess all the courts and shit talk to each other, and I got to pay that shit before I could rent. So the lady was like, you might as well buy a house, or you got to pay the money back to the apartment complex. So I bought a house. I didn't know what I was getting myself into when I bought the house, but I knew that I couldn't rent. So I bought a house. I qualified for it, and I make enough money to pay it, and it's not living above my means. I was good. I had the savings. I had everything. When I got in that car accident, that shit fucked me up.
You qualified to buy a house, and you couldn't qualify to lease an apartment?
Well, so when I moved out of that apartment, they put all of that money, like, I guess when you break your lease, when I broke my lease, and they put the amount from the time that I broke my lease all the way to the end of my lease. So every month payment, my rent was $1,200 a month. So I think it was still 6 months left of my lease. So they put that $1,200 a month times 6 months plus court fees and all of that shit. It came up to about, if I remember correctly, about $17,000. They said I would have to pay $17,000.
$1,200 a month.
They added hella shit on there. I still got the screenshots from the itemized list. It's not 17,000. I know. That's why I'm not paying that shit, because I don't agree with. First of all, they should have never put it on my credit when she said that during that COVID time, if you have to leave your lease early because of COVID or whatever situation, they're not supposed to even put it on your credit, but they did anyway. So
they put it on your credit, and you still was able to get a mortgage?
They put it on my credit. I got it removed from my credit, but it's still a judgment in the court system. I got it removed from my credit, but it's still, like, I guess, a judgment. I did the credit repair shit.
Your credit will be gone.
Yeah, but that don't get rid of judgments in court. That don't get rid of judgments in court. When the judge says you got to pay some shit, then you got to pay it.
Yeah, if you get a lawsuit and then you owe the lawsuit, it's going to show up on your credit that you have a debt that you owe someone. This is just my experience, but maybe.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but at that time when I was trying to rent an apartment, I screenshotted the text messages. She was like, "You got to pay this before you can."
Yo, I'm gonna let that slide through customs. Like, you good? Don't worry about it. But I'm just telling you. Look at your finances. Look how much money you make. Look how much money you got going out, and look and see if you got more going out and you got coming in. Then that's a problem. You might have to make some adjustments in your life. I'm just saying this as a black person.
The next adjustment I think I'm about to make is that Escalade. If my daughter doesn't take over the payments, I'm probably gonna get rid of the Escalade, because that would probably be the thing that's put me over.
You got an Escalade?
I have an Escalade. I have an Escalade, but like I said, like I
like Escalade.
When I bought the Escalade, I had money saved. I didn't have as much as I should, but I still had money saved.
Again, listen. Like, everybody gonna live life and gonna do what they're gonna do. Like I said, people gave you good advice. I just think the delivery was fucked up, but I'm trying to give you good advice. Yo, get rid of all that shit. You might want to just go back to, you know what I'm saying, where you could manage everything where you're comfortable. Like, that's the whole point.
The way I can manage everything, the way I'm comfortable, is getting rid of the Escalade. I was comfortable before I bought that Escalade. I was comfortable. Everything was good.
Like, you have multiple?
No, I have an Escalade. I have a Jeep. The Jeep is paid off.
Oh yeah.
But before I met him, I had my Jeep in my house and everything was good. But also, in hindsight too, when I closed on my house, my mortgage was like $1,500. But because of that car accident and being out of work, I wasn't putting money into escrow. When it was time to pay property taxes, they paid it on my behalf and put that on the back end of the mortgage, which made my mortgage go up to $1,800. So that's what's hurting me right now. That's what hurts me.
I think you fell victim to one of these predatory loans, because, like, most mortgages, they roll in your insurance, your property taxes, all rolled into your mortgage at once.
Yeah, That's true. Yeah, that's the same with mine. But I didn't pay my mortgage because I was
completely separate.
I didn't. No, it's all together. But if I wasn't paying my mortgage, then those payments are not being put in escrow. So when it's time to pay property taxes, if I have less in escrow than I have to pay in property taxes and insurance, then they pay it on my behalf, and then they just put that balance on the back end of the mortgage.
Oh, okay. You have a different type of mortgage than I have the experience. But in any event,
I don't know nothing about being a homeowner either. This is all new to me.
Listen, I'm just saying that you can't depend on anyone else. You got to depend on yourself.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do with your money.
That's my mistake.
If someone else come into the picture, then that's a plus. That they bring additional finances into the home, that's a plus. But any responsibilities and bills you take on, that has to be completely on you, that you can cover them alone. You can't depend on nobody else.
Well, I can cover it on my own.
Ain't no bump beds or castles, baby.
I can cover it on my own. I fucked up by thinking that I could depend on him to take care of the mortgage when I was trying to start my business. And I fucked up by not knowing him well enough to know that he couldn't do it.
This is where I think you're trying to slide something under the table, because if my utility is one day late, they're going to email me, they're going to text me, they're going to call me. If any of my bills are late one day, I'm going to hear from them. So I know it already. Because then you incur late fees, etc. You know how this shit goes.
The bills are paid, though.
You know that. So as soon as you see that, then you should address that right away.
What I don't see is with the water, because they only give you a postcard. You can't even pay it online. You got to go in person to pay the water. The cable and internet, I could see that. That's paid. The power, I saw what he was doing. He was paying like $50 here, $50 there, stuff like that. So I saw that. But he always paid it. Sometimes, not always on the power, but everything else, he always paid all of that. Like, I had no problems with it. The power and the water were the two problems that I had from him. And I can't track the water. I could track the power. But like I said, what I learned from this situation is I need to vet these men. I don't need to be moving nobody in, especially before marriage. I need to take responsibility and make sure I can do it on my own. Like you said, I need to have savings. I need to save a lot more. And I have to rethink my finances, which I've been doing. This is not something I don't know.
You was with the nigga for 3 years.
Yeah.
If I'm somebody for 3 years, I know them. Soon you tell one lie, I know you lying right away. I can look at you.
What am I lying about?
That's just me.
Oh, right. You know them so well that you know if they're lying or not. Yeah.
3 years? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I know it is, fellas. 3 years? We lived it. What? That's just me. Because I pay attention to everything everybody do. And if I get a fucking email to say that I don't care if my water bill was $50, you only paid $40, I owe $10. I'm like, yo, what, $10? $10?
What happens? I thought I hit a lick. What are you talking about, Marqueen? I didn't depend on him for shit. All I asked him to do was hold the mortgage down so I could start a business. And I accept that. I can take care of my bills on my own. That's not hitting a lick. He hit a lick because he moved in with me.
But that is dependent on something. Yeah.
I depended on him. I depended on him for that. Yes, I agree.
Somebody in the chat.
I did. I was hoping that he would pay the mortgage so I could start my business. Yes, I agree with that.
But, ma'am, I hope everything worked out for you. I hope even some of the people, like I said, the delivery was fucked up. Just take the advice, bro. Ain't nobody telling you nothing fucked up. Guilty already, bro. You already know what it is. Right?
Already. I'm fuck with you, bro.
All right, go.
Be safe. Come on.
All right.
That's my little brother Face right there. And that's going to also be the last call.
Guilty. Tell me something.
Huh?
Tell me something.
Okay.
What is your opinion on this situation?
Well, I'm going to say it like I was saying before you hit the link. I don't know if you had heard it. Probably didn't. But, I was saying some things like, I think you have a bad judge of character. You know, that's evident.
Yeah.
And you know, before I listened to you the way I listened to you tonight, I was like, you know, she's too old for this shit. Like I felt that at your big age you should know better. You know what I mean? You're moving all wrong at your age. I don't know.
I probably am moving wrong, but like I said, like I've been doing a lot of shit on my own. I haven't had no. It's been all me.
Let me finish it out. Okay. And I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? You have to. These are your kids. You know what I'm saying? It's your house. You know? I feel that now after hearing all that I've heard during the course of this show, I do think you may be out of your league in some areas. You might be living above your means here and there. You know, the kids in the house and all that is the priority.
Right.
And
I want to sell my house because they about to move out, so I don't even have no reason for that house anymore.
Well, hey, look at that. You're making progress as far as the process. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, you know, once you're taking care of that, I mean, all this shit is going to change. You know, if you would ask me this shit in 6 months or whenever the kids get out of there, I'm like, hey, shit, empty nest, do your thing, you know. But I think up until this point, you made some bad decisions, you know, and it has got you in a few jams here and there, whether it's the financial situations or your relationships and shit. And you could do better. You know, I think you have been misguided, you know, here and there. And according to you, you don't have the right people in your corner a lot of the time. Like you be on your own dealing with a lot of this shit. You know, I don't know the family situation be cool with your mom's there with you, but you know,
cool
if you have any foundation as far as, you know, family outside of the people in your household, you know, like you don't got the right people talking to you the way that you need to be talked to. And shit like that. I think it'd be okay, you know? Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that statement. I think I need to, well, since he's gone and he's not paying, and I know for a fact there ain't no money coming from him, I can reevaluate my finances, which really is just the Escalade. Like, that's the only thing that I've added to my household since he's been there. Before he was there, I was good. Everything was good. I added that Escalade. So I think that's the only thing that's, you know, I got to work on and get out. And then if they're moving out, I don't need a 5-bedroom house.
Yeah, exactly. That cut some costs, you know, be all good. But yeah, let me ask you this before I wrap this up. What's up with the OnlyFans, man? How did you?
I don't have an OnlyFans. I asked, I said, how would y'all feel about me doing OnlyFans? But I never made OnlyFans.
So them pictures wasn't on the OnlyFans? Wait a minute.
I don't have an OnlyFans. Go search me up. Nope.
I can't search it if you don't got one.
I want to be an attorney.
On your page and it was like, yeah, the OnlyFans or some shit like this. Oh, yo, you know what? Yeah. This was shits and giggles now. All right, the serious part of the show was over. All right, you did the porno flicks before, fam?
I was in porn, yeah. I was. So let me tell you a quick story about that. I ended up. That was a bad decision, but a dude, I was in an abusive relationship, and he ended up trafficking me and making me do, you know, all of that shit. So yeah, I did the porn. I was a prostitute. I wrote a book called From Trafficked to Trucking, explaining the situation of, you know, my life and what I went through. And I got out of it. I escaped it and I'm trying to help. I want to help, not until I get my shit straight first, other women who have been trafficked. But that's a real fucking thing, especially like it's a real thing.
All right. Well, do you mind telling us how, if you can, how old were you and like how did that whole thing go down? Like, you know, you don't got to get too deep.
I was with my son's father. We broke up. I needed to make some money. I wanted to strip. I thought maybe, like, because I lived in Vegas, like you see strip clubs every fucking block. So I was like, I want to strip. I met a dude. He pretended to be my boyfriend, and he ended up kidnapping me and taking me to California, and that's how all of that shit started. You know, violence, coercion, all of that shit. Like, I was fucking scared of this man. He knocked my teeth out. Like, I don't have any teeth. He knocked my shit out. How bad he was. And that shit was crazy. But I got out of it. And I survived it.
Right. Well, that's good. Amen. That's what you church people
Buy the book.
Amen.
Buy the book. From trafficked to trucking. It's in Barnes & Noble and it's on Amazon.
Damn. Okay, shit. Barnes & Nobles, y'all ain't know. I didn't know. I didn't even know nothing about this book until tonight. Well, you're a survivor.
Yeah, I make bad decisions, but like I raised myself. My mom was a prostitute and a drug addict. She's still a drug addict. My brother was a pimp. I never had any positive role models in my life. So yes, of course I made terrible decisions because I had to figure it out on my own. Shit, I got pregnant at 16. Had to figure it out on my own.
Well, Brother Willis, thank you for the super chat. He said, "Can we get the link for research purposes?"
Nope, because I tried to get most of it removed out. So whatever's out there, I don't know what's out there.
She had it scrubbed, nigga. She had it scrubbed. And I ain't gonna hold you now. When I heard that news like 2 months back, I went look. Like I was on XXNXX and all that. Like DollFace. No, that can't be a porn name.
DollFace came from the pimp, the guy who trafficked me. He used to call me DollFace, and I remember I was like, when I get out of this, I'm gonna use that name to make money and remind myself and him, if he sees me, that he don't have that stronghold and that control over me no more.
Okay.
That's why I got DollFace, not because I think I got a DollFace. I did back then though. I was bad as fuck.
And we can imagine. But I want to hold on. I gotta go look at this shit on your page, man. Where is this shit? What's the name of that video, man?
Which one?
The one you said you had OnlyFans.
If I let me see.
There it is.
You got it? Yeah.
What is going on? Oh shit! Oh, okay. Wait a minute now. See, I thought you dead ass had a OnlyFans for real. I'm like, oh shit, this is you? Hold on, wait a goddamn minute now. That's you right here?
Don't have an OnlyFans. Yeah, that's me. That was when I got kidnapped and taken to California. Right before that picture, I was crying I was so scared and crying. And the photographer was like, "You need to fucking get your shit together, do what he tells you to do, and get out." Yeah, so make these pictures badass so you can make your money and get the fuck out. And that's what I did.
Very kidnappable in this picture.
I was 22 in that picture.
Okay, goddamn. Niggas like, what the fuck? Damn, look at all the shit in the chat done changed now.
What they looking at, y'all? Look.
The goddamn shit done changed now, goddamn.
That's what they looking at.
What? Okay, hold on, man. Oh, goddamn. Oh, you got some shit going on these days. What? I was like, yo, she got the OnlyFans for real, man? Like, what you know, let me stop. Y'all go over to her channel. The name of that video is reacting to OnlyFans comments. Oh, so this video was like in response to people either saying you should do OnlyFans.
It was saying that I shouldn't do it, and I'm old and ugly, and people throw up looking at my videos, and I was like, oh well, I've been that bitch. I clean up nicely. I gained some trucker weight, but I clean up nicely if I wanted to. That's why I made the video.
So cool, these people. Look at dog.
I'm marketing a picture when trauma was involved because there's women going through the same thing that I went through, that are going through it. That's why.
Somebody said they knew you and Coco had something in common. She got a full-blown OnlyFans.
Yeah, I heard she did, but...
Yeah, okay. But yeah, was anything else you want to say? And
I appreciate all the comments and advice, and I receive it. It. I mean, I know. Right. Like, that's why I do my YouTube, because like I said, I don't have nobody to talk to. My viewers are who I talk to. That's why I put all my shit out there. I don't care who else sees it. It's for my viewers, because I don't got nobody. I got them. That's the only people I got to talk to. And if that makes me look bad, then so be it. But I'm going to be judged anyway. I was judged when I was in porn. I was judged my whole life. I mean, if you ain't going to help me, then just quiet.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for coming through here and shit, being a guest on Bullpen Therapy. And I take it I'm probably a guest on your shit too, because you live right now. So
yeah, they don't see the video though, they just hear you.
Oh, they just hear me? Well, up, motherfuckers. And some of y'all need to don't do it. It is what it is. But yeah, thank you, man. I wish you the best. And like I said, man, and you realize it now. There's some better choices. I ain't nobody to judge, but you asked.
I mean, we all make bad choices, shit.
We all do.
And this is like the first time I've been in a situation like this. I've been single before him since 2010. And that was my son's father. We were together for 7 years. So, and
that's a long time.
In between that, I married a woman. And that was just an arranged marriage because I wanted to go to the military. So
I forgot about that. God damn. Yeah, I remember it.
I wanted to go to the military, so I was like, and I had kids, so I was like, if I got married, then I don't got to give up custody of the kids, and that's why I got married. But I mean, I haven't had a lot of relationships. Because my daughters, if y'all know this, my daughter got molested when she was 2, and so I've been really like not wanting to bring men around my children. So it was my son's father, and then it was Joe. There was no other man really around there like that.
Damn, Joe ain't shit. But I'm done with you right now. All right. So get out of here. Go enjoy the rest of your night. Be safe out on that road. And watch your back. Okay? Be careful.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Later, DollFace.
Bye-bye. Y'all, that was wild. Golly. Let's go through these comments. I know y'all had a whole bunch to say. It was like I can say that I am woman enough to make mistakes and own up to my mistakes, but I'm human. No, I didn't ask for help for the mortgage. It was just talk shit because somebody said that that's what I was going to do. And this is only going to... I have 64 people in this live right now. This is on, and I've gained so many subscribers since this whole shit's been going on. And this situation with all of this has been the most I have put my business out. But I don't know. I can't see all the stuff on here because it won't let me. So let's see what y'all gotta say. She needed to show not growers. No, she's talking to these motherfuckers on YouTube. We've been saying that for hours. Yeah, I guess she's gonna keep telling strangers her story for entertainment purposes. Shit's crazy. It grew. I really went on here. How all of this shit started was having a conversation with y'all, and it grew into something super crazy, and everybody had an opinion. I entertained the opinions, and that's where we came. That's how we got here. All right, let's see. So go to your bank, ask for... I'm going all the way back to the comments. Tucker current financial papers. I'm already good on the mortgage. Check this out. You always protect the children first, period. Learn from your mistakes. I've done that. I'm doing that. I've learned. I stay out 6 months at a time, run 13,000 miles a month. Good. Looking for a wife. The love of money is the root of evil. Sounds like he had another shorty because he wouldn't pay the mortgage instead of being a man, saying that he abandoned ship. It's easier to just run to the bank. These are the repercussions of taking the easy route. The queen making it clear she ain't pandering mortgage payments to shit people say on the internet. Fortunately, have some men out here on this type of bullshit. It's always our fault for assuming. No offense, but how you didn't know the mortgage wasn't paid for 6 months if it's in your name? God, bro. I don't know him, knock him, but this is some fucked up. How much do I need? I don't need any money. A serial proposer is right. And a serial user, yes. And I'm okay if he had another chick while I was on the road. You know, the one question they kept, the one thing they kept saying was, how come I ain't kick him out sooner? It was convenient for him to be there at the time. I couldn't take care of my mom. I couldn't take my boys back and forth to school. I couldn't do the shit that he was doing for the household because I was on the road. Because the person who was there doing it before he got there is gone. So yeah, I just had to deal with it. That's the honest to God truth. And it wasn't a bad situation. It got bad when I depended on him it got bad when I depended on him. That's when it got bad. That's where I made the mistake. Well, one of many mistakes. I agree with Larry for her to contact her mortgage company, ask for the homework, and see rates are going to be today, and see if you can do a loan. I did a loan modification. My rate is 7.5 or something like that, and it's a fixed rate. I'm gonna get to y'all comments. I'm going down the comments right now. Someone had the spirit. He quit being a man a long time ago. He had you fucked up. No. To do a modification, what can happen to the mortgage term be changed 3460? I got a modification. I got a loan modification and a partial claim, and now I'm on a payment arrangement. Screenshot and comment, send them to her and tell her to contact the company except to see if they offer this and get accept application process take about 3 weeks. The boy was fucking off the church's money because you have to send documents to the company, and the mortgage underwriter have to review the application, and the department will either approve or deny you for the modification. So with the modification, when I got in a car accident, I had a loan modification and put my mortgage payments down at $1,300. And what I did was, while I was getting those when I was getting those payments, what is it called? The disability payments. Every week when I got my disability payment, during that time I was off for the car accident, I would send it to the mortgage company. I would take my mortgage and divide it in 4. And every week I would send, because I still had to take that 1 week worth of payment and pay all the bills with that 1 week worth of payment. So I would split everything in 4 and pay. And since it's an FHA loan, they said that I can't do that. I can't pay it early, and I have to pay it the month that it's due, and I can't make payments on it. I have to pay the full amount in the month that it's due. What I was doing was I was paying it early, and I was like 2 months ahead. So I was paying for example, August and September's payment was already paid, and we're in June or July, right? So I did that. I completed the modification program, and then they took all that shit away. Like, I was so pissed off. I mean, I wrote all kind of people. I reported them and all. Like, I did what y'all got my money. I completed the program, got the screenshots. I completed the program, and they reversed all of that because FHA loan, you can't make payments early. You have to pay the entire amount due in the month that is due. And I was like, so the 2 months cushion that I created, that just goes away. That was the biggest blow to me. So all that, like they were saying that I'm living above my means, I wasn't though. I had cushions. I had money saved. I had cushions, all of this. But when they reversed all of that shit, then I had to do a mortgage modification and a partial claim. So I did that. That put my payments to $1,500. And then I was still struggling to try to pay the mortgage. And every time I pay the mortgage, some of it goes to the principal, some of it goes to interest, some of it goes to escrow. The escrow pays the property insurance and the homeowner's insurance. But falling behind, I was only putting money into, I don't know where it was going. I don't know if it was going to principal or what, but it wasn't going to the escrow. The escrow, which had the property insurance and the property tax. So at the end of the year, if I'm behind on my mortgage, they're going to pay the property tax on my behalf. they're going to pay the homeowner's insurance on my behalf. Then they add that to the end of the mortgage. That pushed my mortgage up to $1,800. Mind you, when I closed on this house, it was $1,500. The first mortgage modification, it went down to $13,000. They reversed it and went back up to $15,000. And then this past last year, it went to $18,000 because of the escrow shit. I didn't file a homestead exemption because I didn't know anything about it. So I did the homestead exemption, and that was supposed to fix it, but it didn't fix it. I don't know why. I don't understand why, but it didn't fix it. So that's where I'm at now. So now I applied for mortgage assistance again. They're still reviewing it, but I have a payment plan right now. And that's where we're at with the mortgage. I pay like $2,000 and some change for the next 6 months. It will bring me current, and then I'll pay my $1,826 a month as I've been doing. Okay, so let's see. Just calling to be messy. You're breaking my heart for real, dolls. Keep some things reserved for you. This is your lesson. She don't care, doll. Really help. Sincere. Help. Next time somebody tell you they work for FBI, tell them they were on the water for 2 minutes. Cascade was in front of the house. You're going the best you can do, and I'm proud of you for that. People assume too much, don't listen. This world eats beautiful people like DollFace. You bawled like a baby. We couldn't do nothing but help. Gentle way. People don't always have pure intentions. Everything not for you to. We call it back in my time. Job turkey. Take yourself off for talk. I watched you for a long time and your content changed after him. That's true. He was the way of your progress. He was in the way of your progress. The mortgage is the most expensive bill in the house could have. I truly hate this. People attack other people like they make all the perfect decisions. Basically, he was settling for his BS. I was. Because I grapple with, am I going to even, being honest and being vulnerable? I was like, am I even going to find anybody? Like, at least he loves me. At least he treats me good. Until he started threatening me. Then I was like, no, I can't do it. Like, I just didn't want, I don't know. I've made a lot of mistakes, but the majority of the reason why he stayed there is because I just couldn't take on the responsibility that he was taking on because of me being on the road. And at this point right now, shit, my mom, she's gonna have to go back to Vegas because I can't help her. And she don't get enough Social Security to get assistance, like, from like the senior citizen homes and shit like that. And she don't even want to do it. She's so fucking stubborn. Like, people don't even want to help her. So, I mean, I don't know. I wash my hands with her too. Just my opinion. In the back of his mind, he's paying for a house that's not in his name. That's not him paying for a house that's not in his name. If you live somewhere and you got a spouse, don't you split the bills half down the middle? Instead of splitting them half down the middle, he was paying the bills, I was paying the mortgage. I wanted him to pay the mortgage so I could start a business. Again, they don't mean you no good. She is not worth my attention. I was told years ago, if God pulled back the roof on everyone's house, you'd be amazed what you see. They reeled her in, got the fish on the line. She wanted to help you so she could say. I don't understand why Rika got so upset either. Like, she offered my help and she said to contact her. And I didn't contact her because, first of all, I didn't know where to contact her. And then just right now, she said on Instagram. But also, I was like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So why would I change companies when I'm good here? What's the point? Right? Like, but then if I need to, then I know who to call. I know I can call her for her help. I don't know why she got mad that I didn't take her assistance. But still, they don't know the whole story. They don't. I think I got an ass whooping at 16, no lie. Just give her a minute to cool off. She was giving out good information last week. I'm the alpha, I'm the leader, I'm the one to trust. Together, we do whatever it takes. We're in this pack life. We're wolves, we're our own night. Paying off a Jeep is impressive. No, it's not. That shit was not expensive. Oh, wow. So that was sarcastic, huh? Trucking Lounge Ken, are you a friend of the channel or no? Because you be saying some off-the-wall shit, but then you be trying to be nice. You keep any bills secret from you. They're foolishness. They telling her the truth. Facts. So what happened now? You're a strong woman, DollFace. Things gonna get better for you. 5 head. Are you talking about my forehead? Yeah, I know it's big. Mm-hmm. Buy the book. It's looking hot. S.H.E level entertaining these folks trying to give her life advice. This dude needs to get off the topic. Stop sexualizing her after hearing about past trauma. Dude is weird for that. Did she actually ask for mortgage? No. They said she needed showers, not growers. We all have downfalls and shortcomings. Your room don't have a light. Ask a question. What have you learned? What have I learned? I learned not to depend on nobody, which I already knew that, but I thought I could depend on my fiance. I learned not to jump in a relationship too soon with somebody. This is as far as relationship stuff. I learned not to jump in too soon, which I already knew that, but I thought, well, what's the worst that could happen? And, I learned, I didn't know you could do background checks on people. Like, I thought that's something only the police could do. So I learned that. Somebody said about like having a savings and saving a certain amount. I think they said 4 months. I learned that because I thought it was 2. Like having 4 months worth of stuff. I learned. I think the biggest lesson for me is just not depending on someone. Like, if I had money saved and I had a cushion and I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, then I could have bought a house and I wouldn't have been in this situation. I didn't have that cushion and I didn't know what I was doing. So not only should I have not bought a house, that's why I'm in this situation. So I feel like that's the biggest thing I learned. And y'all keep saying like, don't put my business out on the internet, but I learned something from it. And that's why I do it. Like I said, I don't have people that I could talk to. Y'all don't understand. Like, I can't trust my brother. I can't trust my mom. I'm not going to talk to my kids about no shit like this. The only person I talk to on a regular basis outside of YouTube, from YouTube, is R. That's it, really. I don't talk to nobody else. You're welcome, Nadia. So, like, I'm all for constructive criticism if it's helpful. Just don't tear somebody down just to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? I can learn a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know a lot of stuff. I don't know how to be a homeowner. I don't know nothing about being a homeowner. I wasn't even trying to be a homeowner. It just happened because they wanted me to pay all of this money right here, right now. And I needed to move out because my lease was up. And I had to move out. So I didn't have $17,000 and I wasn't going to pay that until I understood why I had to pay it. But meanwhile, my lease is up. Where am I going to go? I didn't pay that down payments and shit like that. My son's father paid that. So, I mean, I had down payment assistance and all of that. So, and I had money in savings. So I wasn't even trying to buy a house. I didn't know nothing about home ownership. I still don't. It's not just you, DollFace. Don't feel bad. Dating this day and age has changed. It's awful out there. Why are y'all talking about the man? It's not his responsibility to pay for anything that don't have his name on it, no matter what he said. Cadillac Escalade is a premium car, not a need. It's his responsibility to pay his weight. You're not gonna live in my house for free. Period. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Y'all can say whatever you want. I'm not about to let a grown-ass man live in my house for free. Period, point blank. One thing I can respect about you is you do be straightforward with your experiences, and you took the heat in that live feed without getting offended. Why would I get offended? Just relating to your dark time in Cali. I was out there around the same time. Excuse me, just had to interject. Forgive. I get it. I got robbed. Who the fuck are you? Thanks for your answers. So you don't have anyone you trust and no female friends to talk to. I have a female friend that I could talk to, but she's young, and we had a conversation today, and she was like, based on her experience with her ex, she's never gonna love again, and she's never gonna trust any dudes ever again. And I don't agree with that. I feel like if you don't start everything with God, then you're gonna have problems. And she feels that way, but she's not letting God order her steps. And so it's only certain things that I could talk to her about because we're not going to agree. And so she's not going to understand some of the things I'm going to talk about because we're not going to agree on it, if that makes sense. If your kids are grown and no longer going to be in a home, rent it out or sell it for profit only. Team and start training when you can. I was considering that. But if you want constructive criticism, you get upset when someone says something you don't agree with. Well, you missed the whole entire 166 minutes and 36 seconds of the live where I didn't get upset from any constructive criticism. Seek guidance from God. You don't need any friends. That's true. And that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to get closer to God. And at first I wasn't sure, but I'm trying to get closer to God. Like, I'm Bible journaling and reading the book of Proverbs, trying to get that knowledge. And I learned a verse today. It was 2 Kings 7 verses 1 through 14 or something like that. I want to look back into. I get upset when people lie. Don't get on here and lie. But if you got constructive criticism, I'm here for it. That whole shit on Guilty's channel was all either criticism, constructive criticism, or just hating. There was a whole mix of shit. But I didn't get upset. Sweetheart, pay attention to red flags. Listen to your instincts because they all have to be right. Sometimes it helps to have at least one person who can listen. Okay. I pray the best for you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I saw the red flags as far as that's what I was saying before I started this live with Guilty. The red flag that I saw was not getting the information. Like check stubs and stuff like that. He didn't want to talk about it. But I was already in, right? He was already there. Like, my support, who was there before he got there, is gone. And now he has taken over that support. So I just dealt with it. Had I not ever got off the truck and asked and depended on him for the mortgage, this would have never been a conversation because everything else was good. So he was helping in the household where I couldn't because I'm on the truck. I'm on the road. But I wanted to get off the road and be at home with him and my kids. So in a way, maybe he was using me and I was probably using him. I was using him to take my kids back and forth to school, to put food on the table, to pay the bills. Well, to pay the bills that he was supposed to pay because he lives there. Like, he ain't gonna live there for free. So I can't even put that a part of that. But I needed him. I needed him to help take care of my mom, to help take care of my minor kids because they was minor, and I was not about to get off of the truck. I couldn't find a job that was going to pay me enough money that I was making on the truck. So that was the benefit of him being there, even if I didn't know how much money he made. He was still paying the bills, so we was good. When he started lacking on the bills is when we got in that car accident, and then he changed jobs. And then when it got really bad is because he lost his other job, but also his spending habits, like the way he spends money and what he spends it on and shit like that. And then maybe he was using me. But had I kicked him out 6 months ago or a year ago, there would have been no way for my sons to get to school. There would have been no way for my mom to get back and forth to work. I mean, to the doctors, and she got a lot of doctor's appointments. Like, there would have been nobody there mowing the lawn. I would have been getting fines from the homeowners association. And he was doing those things, taking care of the homestead while I was out on the road. My only, like I said, was dependent on him. Now that he's gone, it kind of makes a difference, though, because Ernest is 18 now. He turned 18 in September. Jaden is 17. They're both working. So now they could take on the responsibility that he was doing. And it works out. The car, the Jeep, they're using the Jeep to get back and forth. So it works out. We got the other car. Well, the Jeep is in the shop, so they're using the Escalade right now to get back and forth. So it's working out. They're taking on a responsibility that Joe can't do now. Excuse me. So it's working out. But a year ago, it wouldn't have worked out. Ooh, you talk to God. You talk this God talk, but clearly you're not listening or following God's word. Faith without work is dead, actually a real thing. You have to do the work, make the hard decisions. What am I not doing? How am I not following God's word? How do I not have faith? You have to trust in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. You can't see it, but God sees it if it's meant to be. You know what? CA, when I got off the truck, that's what I thought I was doing. I thought I was stepping out on faith. I was like, God is going to cover it. No matter what happens, I got faith that I'm going to start this business and I'm going to make money and I'm going to be good at it. And this is going to be this is going to be the transition of me getting off the truck. And I did the work. I was up fucking 14, 18 hours a day. Joe would get mad because he would go to bed and I'm up in the office, and he would wake up and I'm still in the office, and I would never go to bed with him because I was always trying to just get this stuff started. I stepped out on faith, and I was like, if I don't do it, then it's not going to get done. So I thought that I was stepping out on faith. I thought I was listening to his word. Maybe that still was his word. Maybe that's the lesson that I needed to learn from this situation. Maybe that needed to happen for me to learn this lesson. But you can't say that I'm not stepping out on faith or trusting in his word. I am. Sound like y'all were using each other. You can't make this up. Yeah, we were. Just know you can only depend on God and yourself. Focus on becoming a better you. Study some financial literacy to help make a better financial decisions in the future. I am. I have been. I need to learn. I need to know where I can get information on home ownership and all of that stuff. Like, that's what I really need. It's important to be stable in every way at 40. Work on yourself. Man, look, I was stable before I met him. Bringing him into my life, the decisions that I made while he was in my life caused me to be unstable. But I was good before he got there. You need a solid team to run a successful business. Can't mix business with pleasure. Action needs to be to back words. Sometimes it takes a year, 2 years, or even 5 years. That's the point. If you're doing now isn't working out for you, it has to be something else. It's hard to change. I know, yeah, I agree with you on that. That is true. And one thing I can say, it starts with building a relationship with God, right? If I still keep going through the same thing over and over again, then I need to change something. And the first thing I need to change is I need to build a relationship with God. Deeper relationship, for real, for real. That's why I'm trying to work on my cussing. That's what I'm trying to work on. That's why I've been more like transparent. This is like a self-healing thing for me. This is not a reason why I'm just trying to give y'all my business. I'm working on myself. This is me working on myself. Y'all may not agree with it, but it helps me. What type of information on homeownership? Just like how it works, right? Like, how come when I filed the homestead exemption, it didn't lower my property tax? How does it work with escrow, and how does it work with homeowners insurance, and what are the different what are the different things the mortgage companies can do, like he was saying earlier, like, or the guy on Guilty's channel, just different stuff. Like, all I know is, like, I just learned that after 4 months, that's when they start the foreclosure process. But what is the foreclosure process? I just heard of it. Like, they said that they could start foreclosure process after 4 months, or between 190 days and 4 months. And I was getting phone calls from people saying, "Do you want to sell your house?" And one of the guys, I'm like, "Where y'all getting my phone number from? How do y'all know why are y'all calling me asking me am I selling my house? And where did y'all get my phone number from?" Like, I don't know these things. And he explained to me how what happened, and it's public knowledge and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Well, what do y'all see? What are they reporting, or what's supposed to be reported? Where can I find this information?" Like, I just know nothing, right? So I want to learn all that. Go to HUD housing site. There are free classes on ownership. Can I do it online? Because I'm on the road. We got 54 people in here, 19 likes. Smash that button. You're being transparent, but it seems to me that you're not listening to your own words. That statement is the reason why I don't even like talking to the police. Because what I say and what I mean sometimes are just two different things. It's hard for me to explain what I really mean, but it's just hard. I don't know how to explain it. All I know is I can easily be misunderstood because of what I say. Period. To deal with all that you dealt with, a part of that has to do with self-worth and boundaries, accountability, and learning to live through actions, not words. Let me read that again. Break that down. Okay. To deal with all that you dealt with to deal with all that you dealt with, a part of that has to do with self-worth and boundaries. I agree with that. Accountability and learning to live through action, not words. And that's what you were saying on the live. I understand about the accountability part, but I just couldn't. I know I was making the decisions that I was making because I needed him to take care of the house. Even though I didn't know his financial situation, it wasn't just easy to just say, "Okay, well, you ain't fucking paying, you gotta go." Because then what? How are my kids gonna get what they need? How's my mom gonna get what she needs? I'm not in the position to get off the truck and do it. But at the same time, it wasn't a terrible situation either. It wasn't bad. Your escrow is a fund that is used for property taxes, from my experience. Okay. Okay, so now let's start there. How can you lower your property tax? Can you lower your property tax? Like, I know the homestead, because the reason why I'm asking that question is because they said file a homestead exemption, which will lower your property tax. Yeah, when I say I was good before he got there, meaning without getting in a car accident and loss of work, I was good. I could pay my mortgage. I make enough money to pay my mortgage and my bills on time every month. So that's what I mean by I'm good. When life happens, and which is what the dude was saying, when life happens, then it puts me behind. And what he was saying was, if I didn't have that cushion, I don't got savings. So yeah, of course, when life happens, I'm going to be behind because I don't have the savings. So in essence, I'm living above my means. So now in hindsight, maybe I'm not good. I thought I was good, but maybe I'm not good because I might be living above my means if I was to get in an accident right now and I'm out of work, that's going to put me in foreclosure or something. So when I said that I was good, because I truly believed that I was good, but after the conversation today, shit, probably not. That's time to reevaluate some shit. Time to reevaluate. Meaning that what he said and how he showed up for you in your life are two different things. That's true. Yeah, I believe that. Start loving you more and trusting them more through actions, not words. When I first met him, also, I didn't care too much about his finances because I didn't plan on depending on him for anything as far as finances. So whatever he brought to the table as far as finances was just icing on the cake. That's what I initially planned. But when he first got there and he wasn't paying nothing, like, not that he wasn't paying nothing, but he didn't offer to help or pay anything. So he would just go month to month and not say shit about nothing. And I'm like, so you just mooching, like you living free, you ain't doing shit. I had a conversation with somebody. They was like, he gets sex when he want. All he gotta do is take the kids to school, and he get to live in a big ass house. He don't gotta pay no bills. And he get to fuck you whenever he want to. He got a maid. And I was like, oh man, I didn't even think about it like that. So I was like, okay, we need to have a conversation about you paying your part, doing your part in this household. And then that's how it started with the whole bills. But I was so focused on not trying to depend on him that I hadn't even thought about that. That's how all of that shit started. Knowing my worth, yeah, I could do better with that. Trusting them more through actions, not words. Yeah, I could do better with that. I could have done better with that. I don't think you can lower property tax, but you could try to lower your PMI, which will lower your mortgage payment. I heard about the PMI. You could pay into it, right? You could pay into it to lower it. You have to prove to the township it needs to be lowered. Pics of other properties around you and their value must be drastically lower, and a reason why. So the whole neighborhood is a new construction. The whole neighborhood, brand new. So will that still work? You were not good. If one life situation happens, you get behind. That's not a good thing. But yeah, now I know that now. But your taxes are rolled into your mortgage, right? Supposedly, yeah. If I'm not paying my mortgage, then the taxes don't go on. That portion of the payment doesn't go into that. That's the reason I said accountability. I'm just now realizing that. I didn't know that. I didn't know. And maybe y'all can call me stupid or ignorant or dumb or whatever. You can go ahead and tear me a new one. But I thought I was good if I can pay my bills every month. I don't have an example. I don't have something that I can compare that to because I don't know anybody who owns a home. My mom depended on tricks to pay her bills. She was a prostitute. We lived in different men's houses. She never had a place of her own name. So I don't have something and I'm not using that as an excuse, but I just don't have the knowledge because it was never taught to me. So in my mind, I'm good if I'm paying my bills on time every month, and I can. I'm making enough money to pay my bills on time every month. That's in my mind. I'm good. My shit ain't getting turned off. I'm paying my bills every month. I can splurge a little bit and get my hair and nails done. Savings and having a cushion never occurred to me as not being good. It occurred to me as maybe that's something you should do because it would be a good thing to do. Like I didn't even know. I'm learning about 401k and Roth IRAs and shit. I don't know nothing about that. Nobody's taught me that. You know who taught me how to balance a checkbook? A fucking trick. He, this man tried to pay me for sex, but instead of paying me for sex, he paid me to teach me about credit. So I didn't know a lot of stuff. I'm still like green. I'm still fucking. I don't know a lot of shit. I'm doing all of this. I'm learning as I go, on my own. It may have been rough, but it's what I meant and said. No, I don't feel like it's rough. It's hard to hear, but I don't feel like it's rough. I'll say if a man move in with a woman, he should pay the mortgage because it shows the woman what kind of dependable man he could be. You don't need advice. You need accountability and to work on you, sis. Start living out on you. Start rejecting shit that don't serve you in your spirit. Otherwise, you sit on the hamster wheel, period. And the races will only go up. You can't contest. I was doing that before I met him, I guess. Call your mortgage company and try to lower or get rid of your PMI. Okay. I think I had to pay into it to lower it. Tax collectors don't collect taxes within 15 minutes after the April deadline. We're legally not allowed to pay taxes. I'm a realtor. We use an app that runs a soft background check on people. That's how we find phone numbers and addresses. But how do they know that? Why are they asking if I want to sell my house, though? Take a look at the breakdown of your mortgage. Most of your payment is going towards interest, escrow, insurance. Very little is going to principal. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Start loving on you more. That's crazy because before I met him, I thought I was doing all of that. Like, I really thought I had it together. I was working on my self-worth and my self-security, like being secure in myself. And if you have an FHA loan, you can't get rid of PMI. I have an FHA loan, but I thought I was good, like confident. And I still feel that way. I just probably dealt with him longer than I should have, though. The only reason why he moved in so soon is because his lease ended. And I was like, well, if we're engaged, you might as well just move in with me. That was my first mistake. Dang. But see, if he doesn't have a home, he can't go move in with someone for free. It would be the same if he was paying rent somewhere. He didn't move in because he didn't have a place to live. He moved in because his lease was up. And I was like, you might as well move in with me. And that's how that happened. We're engaged. You might as well move in with me. You mentioned some childhood trauma and some other trauma you experienced in adulthood. Seek out some therapy and work on healing you mentally and emotionally. Yeah. I was thinking about therapy. I have a psychiatrist, but I don't have a psychologist. You do have it all together. You're doing better than most out there. Years ago, a friend of mine said, Nadia, be kind to yourself. And as simple as that sounds, it broke me down to tears. You're not being kind to yourself by putting your expectations on a man in the rear. I was being kind to myself by not putting God first and letting him choose my steps. I made the decision on my own. And that was my first biggest mistake. And if I was doing things like I'm supposed to be doing, he shouldn't have never moved in the first place because we wasn't married. And there should have been a proper courting process. I should have known so much more about him before he even stepped foot in my house and around my children. But I didn't do that because I was just too excited to be married. And that's what I mean by I want to build a closer relationship with God. I need to. I can't do it by myself. I have to be closer with God. So at the end of the day, though, I'm not upset. I'm not sad. I'm not hurting for anything. Well, I could always have more money and have savings like I'm supposed to, but I'm not hurting for nothing. Like this situation, like him moving out and all of that, it didn't hurt me or break me or nothing. It just made it easy so I didn't have to evict him. I pay whatever I'm at. Not me though. But I do understand a nigga not wanting to pay for someone's mortgage. Don't move me in. Quit your job and think that I'm gonna pay all the bills. Well, if he didn't want to do that, he could have said no. I asked. He came to me and was like, "I want you off the truck. I want to spend more time with you. I want to start a business. I'm not gonna find a job that's gonna pay me as much money as I'm paying trucking." So I was like, 60-minute warning. So I was like, well, when it's time, then I want to start a business. I got to do some research. It's not like I'm about to get off the truck and you're going to pay the bills. That's not what happened. He wanted me off the truck because why is he engaged to somebody he don't never see? I wanted to be off the truck because I'm in a new relationship. I want to be around my new fiance. So if he wanted me off the truck, then I can start a business. And can you hold it down until I start the business? But he's notorious for over promising something that he can't deliver. So, and he just doesn't manage his money. I'm not the only female. Like I said, those text messages, these women were saying the same shit. How are you spending money on this, and that, but you're not paying the bills? They broke up with his ass because he wasn't doing his part as a man. So apparently he got an issue. And I was wondering, like, while we're together, like, how he would need help with something and people wouldn't even want to help him. Like, I was wondering why your friends there sometimes and then they not. Like, how come they move funny with you? Now I see it. Like, he's selfish. It's just a lot of shit that I just didn't know. And that's why I should have learned about him before he moved in. Have you looked for other job options in the truck industry? I know you mentioned some tickets. However, there are some better companies that will bring you on. I've considered other trucking companies. I've considered. I applied and got hired for a driver instructor a while back, but Varian was like, "No, stay here. I'm sure we're gonna find you something else," and that didn't happen. And I looked for a driver instructor, driver trainer. I've entertained other companies. Recruiting operations, like, dispatching and recruiting, or fleet manager positions. They was about to hire me here as a fleet manager. That job is still available to me if I want it, but I'm not about to be traveling back and forth from Dallas to Houston. Well, no, I don't have any endorsements from my TWIC. They always under promise, over delivered. You ever get a teammate? No, I'm done with the teammate situation. It ain't gonna work out. Because that's me depending on somebody for my livelihood, and I'm just not comfortable with that. It ain't gonna work. I don't want to depend on somebody else to drive and do what they're supposed to do. And I don't want to walk on eggshells and be scared to say certain things and them get offended. And I don't want to sacrifice certain comforts because they want to be a certain way. And I don't want to deal with somebody and their fucked up ass work ethic. So, no, I'm good. Everybody is here at this terminal today. It's time for me to close my curtains. Shit. Damn it, I'm about to close the curtains. I don't want to see certain people. I didn't saw like 3 people. The TWIC card, I think it's so you can go into the ports and stuff, but it's also helpful for when you are traveling the airport. You can skip security. So right there, you were up in arms about a teammate. That's a totally different story. At some point, we have to look at ourselves and see what's fucked up with us. I was up in arms about a teammate until the last drive on the truck, and he got mad because I did a YouTube video about him peeing every 2 hours. Because him peeing every 2 hours will wake me up, and I was falling asleep driving. And when I tried to have a conversation with him about it, he took offense to it. And I'm like, I was just trying to ask a question. I'm not, because, so everybody takes offense. I wanted the team. I needed the team, and I don't need the team anymore. I wanted the team so I could make the money to catch up on the mortgage. That's why I wanted the team. I don't need the team anymore because I've got that payment arrangement. I do get solo miles if I can just stay on the truck and stop going home. Like, I had to go home for my birth control pills. I had to go home for jury duty. Before that, it was the team member getting on the truck and off the truck. What is wrong with you, Margaret? Hold on, y'all. So, that's what was fucking up my money. Because, yeah, that was terrible. It's always someone else. It's always someone else. It's the point I'm trying to make. As far as I know, it's been 3 different people. All 3 times it was them. Okay, let's explore that. The first person was Jonathan. Jonathan got on the truck, and
we were good. And we had a load to California. And when it was his time to drive, he was driving hella reckless. And I was like, what's wrong? He was like, I was told that I wasn't supposed to be going to California. When I came to this company, I wasn't supposed to be going to California. So he wanted to get off the truck from teaming because he didn't want to go to California. He said that I am bossy. Okay, that's the first time I heard that. I'm like, okay. And the reason why he said I was bossy is because he wouldn't read signs. And so I would keep telling him, like, I am understanding what you're saying. I'm blaming everybody else and not myself. I'm doing both. He's the problem and I was the problem. I was bossy. Yes, I was fucking bossy because you're not being safe. So yes, I'm going to be bossy because my life is in your hands when you're driving this truck. And he was the problem because he wasn't being safe. Same with my second co-driver. She smoked the brakes. She wouldn't use her engine brake. So I was being bossy because I kept emphasizing use your engine brake. And she wouldn't. So yes, I was being bossy. I've always said that. So then my third driver, there was nothing wrong with him. And he was always in the comments after he got off the truck saying that he wanted to team with me again. He quit because he thought that they was fucking him out of his money. There was no problem with me or him as far as that situation was concerned. My fourth co-driver, that's when I learned from all the first situations. Let me go to the fourth one. The fourth one, I learned from all the first ones. Don't be bossy. They're professional truck drivers. Let them do what they know how to do. And you, when you're not driving, you are in the back. So that's what I was trying to do. But I felt like I was walking on eggshells because that's why I went live and I was like, what do I say and how do I say it? Because he stops every 2 hours and it's waking me up. And that's why I went live. Like, what do I do? Because I don't want I recognize the issue that I'm having with people is the way I'm talking to people. So that's why I went live, right? So, I learned from the first 3 situations. But as far as the first driver was concerned, it wasn't just his safety. Like he wasn't reading signs. So we was on a road where it said no trucks, and then we ended up having to stop because we couldn't go forward and we had to call the police, and then the police told us where to go and he still didn't follow the police's directions, and we ended up on another road that wasn't for trucks. And before he got on the truck with me, he got a ticket for being on a road that wasn't for trucks because he wouldn't read the signs. And then when we got the load eventually, he left out of the shipper and he made a right turn. There was a sign that said don't make any trucks, don't make right turns. So then he almost fucked up our little side thing because he had to make a U-turn because we couldn't go down that street because he didn't read signs. And then he smoked the brakes because he wouldn't use his engine brake. And he was following too closely people. He was speeding. He almost turned the truck over. I think he got fired. Like, he was just really fucking unsafe. Okay? That was in a conversation. And then on top of that, on the truck, when he told me that he felt like I was being bossy and he wanted to get off the truck because he don't want to go to California, I said, do you want me to call dispatch? And he was like, yeah. So I called dispatch and I was telling them what's going on. And he was like, no, put him on speaker. Sit right here and put him on speaker. And he scared me. The tone and the mannerism that he had reminded me of my ex that I was in an abusive relationship with. So he just scared me. And it just wasn't a good situation. There was no conversation that could have been had with that. The second driver, we had a conversation, but she just thought I was bossy. We're cool friends now, and we would have thought about getting back on the truck, but also she smoked cigarettes and I just didn't like the cigarettes. So I think it was best for us just not to team anymore. The third one, like I said, there was no problems, but he don't work at the company anymore.
But that one could have been a simple conversation. I told him that. And after we had that conversation, then that's when he wanted to get back on the trucking team. And I was like, nah, you fucked up. Like, you just dipped out without even, if we're a team and if you was having a problem, you should have had that conversation and we should have talked about it. And he didn't do that. He just quit and just left me hanging. So I didn't feel like I wanted to, after all of that was said and done, I was like, it's not. And that fourth one, I wasn't even looking for a team member. Katrina, the third one who was on the truck, or no, I'm sorry, the second one who she said I was bossy. She's the one who referred the fourth one. She was like, I got a co-driver on the truck with me, so we can't team. But I know somebody who's teaming, who wants to team, and that's why she referred him. So that's how all of that happened. Some of it was my fault, some of it was their fault, and I've said that. And some of them, there's no conversations that could have been had, and some of them, there's definitely conversations that could have been had. Get your endorsement so you can move around to a better outfit. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I wasn't focused on that currently. I was trying to fucking just pay my mortgage. Any money that I had, I was just saving it for the mortgage. I wasn't trying to spend no money on trying to get no endorsement, none of that. Now that I'm in a better situation, then I can start exploring that again. But that wasn't my priority at the time. You maybe to come to our current company, it's time to learn a different commodity or trailer. Why do y'all want me to leave this company so bad? I wasn't looking to team anymore. You don't understand, when a driver gets on the truck, you have this fear. First of all, you're not about to come over here to U.S. Express and make 65 cents per mile to team with me. You ain't gonna do that. So I ain't even take you serious. But why y'all want me to leave U.S. Express so bad? What is the money that I need? Because what I think is good, y'all might not think is good. And I can't say that what I'm making, if I'm making the money or not, because I haven't had a stable week. I've been having to go home so much. I'm getting about 2,300 to 2,500 miles a week when I'm out and rolling. But again, I've been going home, and the different fleet managers, the planner that was planning me was a team planner, and he was fucking my miles up. So I had a week of bad miles. But for the most part, when I was solo, I was getting good miles. But you had 2 since then. I probably was serious. Never know. I've been thinking about going on TR again. After the first one, I was looking for a second one. Found the second one. After the second one, I was looking for a third one. I found the third one. After the second one, the third one was there already. Like, me and Katrina were sitting in the office, and somebody was coming out of training that day. So I didn't think about you because there was already somebody right there hired on with the company that could have done that. So that's why I didn't think about you. And I wasn't even looking for a fourth one. Most mega carriers don't pay well. In order to make money, you must get into training. I make 60 cents per mile. I average between $1,300 and $1,400 a week. If I'm running like I'm supposed to. But It hasn't been stable because, like I said, the guy got on the truck. So I had the solo fleet manager I was running. Then I got the team fleet manager, got the driver on the truck. We were doing that. Then they had me with the team fleet manager for like about 2 weeks. And that planner was just crazy. And I was complaining. And then they put me back with my solo fleet manager. But then I went home and got my medication. And then drove for about 3 weeks. And now I'm had to come home for jury duty. We could have got this money. I drive pretty decent. I just didn't think he was serious today. Really. About teaming with FedEx. I don't want to team with nobody. At first, I was like in survival mode, right? And I'm like, I just got to get this money by any means necessary. I'll deal with whatever I got to deal with. So if they got to pee in bottles or if they fucking fart all day or whatever, I just got to deal with it. I dealt with the cigarette smoke, and the more I got people on the truck and there's things that I just didn't like, I don't want a team. So I want to get my endorsements, but I just didn't have the money. I needed to pay my mortgage and my bills. I knew that this man was not doing what he needed to do, and I knew he was about to be out the door. So I wasn't thinking about that. And I was never even trying to be in trucking like that. Really, I wanted to get off the truck. I don't want endorsements. I don't want to be on the truck. I don't want to do this. I want to get off the truck and study for the LSAT and go to law school. So I didn't get my endorsements because I wasn't planning on being here like that. I thought I was about to start a dispatching service and be off the truck. And then I was going to be able to make money. And another reason why I had to get off the truck is because this is Jaden's last 2 years in high school, and I want to go to his football games. I want to be a parent to support him in his sports and stuff and cultivate that. So it wasn't all about just building a business. Like, I've been on a truck his whole career, and I haven't been to none of his games. I hate being that type of mom. I haven't been to none of his games. I hate that shit. He don't even fucking play no more. He doesn't have a dad. His brother got a dad. His sister got a dad. Both of them. But he don't have a father. So I'm all he got. And when parents are coming to football games and track meets and stuff, his parent ain't there supporting him and cheering him on. And I know that gotta feel some kind of way. I was driving local for US Express before I came over the road. I don't want to drive local. I don't want to drive 14 hours a day, have a 14-hour day shift and be off for 10 hours and come back. Most local jobs, and I don't agree with the pay. If I'm not getting paid hourly, I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to get paid per mile at a local job. If it ain't paying $35 an hour or more, I don't want it. Period. Mm-mm. And what we got? We got ports, containers, what? Oil, gas. Yep, my lace is lifting up. So fucking what, bro? I'll take this wig off. Shit. Hideous sight. Oh, your daddy like it? Your daddy like this hideous sight? So what I've been doing is studying little by little for the LSAT. Help me out then. Let me see what jobs are out there because I was looking for some. I just want to do it. Either if I'm going to be over the road, I'm going to do 9.5 hours driving over the road. And if I'm going to be local, I want 8 to 9.5 hours local. I want to go home like a regular schedule and cook dinner for my kids and study and have a regular life. If I can't have that, I might as well just be over the road. So if there's jobs out there that can give me that locally as a truck driver, I'll take it. I'm not touching no freight. I will get endorsements, but I'm not touching no freight. Period. But I just figured, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Work here, study for the LSAT. Within the next year, I should be sitting for the LSAT. And then this will be done once and for all. Go to law school. By the time I go to law school, Jaden should be graduating. Then I can really just sell that house and not even have to worry about it. Rent it out or whatever I do. And live in a dorm and go to law school. Because if I don't start, I'm not gonna ever get there. And I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck no more. And I don't want to work my ass off, work so fucking hard or I'm just exhausted. And I want to do something I love doing. I love the law. On purpose. What was happening? Come on, bro. What is this? Stop doing that. Okay. I've already went into student loan debt. I don't have any more student loans. I've maxed out all of my student loans. The only way I can go to law school is if I get a good score in the LSAT and get scholarships. There's scholarship money available depending on the score that you get. You got to get a 170 or higher. A perfect score is 180. If I get a 171, I got a full ride scholarship. If I don't, I ain't getting into law school. But it depends on the law school that I want to go to. Some law schools have median LSAT scores, and if you score above the median, you get a full ride scholarship. Like TSU, I think their median LSAT score is like 159 or something like that. The T14 schools, like the top 14, theirs are between like 165 and 180. Harvard and Yale and Stanford and all of that, you got to pretty much get like a 175, 180 to go there. So if I don't score well on the LSAT, then I'm not going to law school unless I want to pay for it out of my pocket or I get a personal loan or a private student loan. So that's why I put so much emphasis on studying and doing it right instead of just lollygagging with it, because my actual future depends on it. It actually depends on it. I can't fuck around. I have to get a good score, which I could. I just got to buckle down and do it. And I've been procrastinating because I kept telling myself, as long as I'm on a truck, I'm not going to be able to study the way I want to. But I had a conversation with my fleet manager and I told him for 2 hours before every shift, after my 10-hour break, I'm going to study. So that means I'm going to be in sleeper berth for 12 hours. Then I'm going to drive. So y'all have to plan around that schedule, period. I'm putting my LSAT first. I'm taking my full 10-hour break and an extra 2 hours so I could study. And they're okay with that. They agreed with it. And that's the reason why I don't want to go to another company, because they're very supportive of supporting what I want to do. You can study on the truck. You have mandatory 10-hour breaks, sometimes longer. Yeah, but I sleep 10 hours, really. I really need sleep. I really need 10 hours sleep. And when you're studying for the LSAT, it ain't 2 hours is not enough time to study, really. You need to be studying like 4 or 5 hours a day. And you need to be doing that for about 5 to 6 days a week with like a break, 1 day break. And what I mean by studying is doing drills, learning the puzzles, learning the games, and then doing the games, getting the right answer, then being fast at the game. Answer as many questions as fast as you can. It's not like taking S.H.E where you gotta have knowledge. It's really about the only knowledge you gotta have is like with the reading comprehension, but it's all like timed and how fast can you do it and how many answers can you get right within that amount of time. And you got logic games, you have reading comprehension, and you have I forgot the other one. I'm looking at the book too and I can't even remember. But I have a learning disability. Y'all don't know that, or you do. You probably didn't. But it takes me longer to study than most people. So something that would take me 2 or 3 hours, a normal person 2 or 3 hours, will take me 6 to 8 hours. Because when I was in college, I had accommodations. Like, I had a reader that would read my test questions out for me. And it's mostly like dyslexic type learning disability. Like, literally, I have really bad dyslexia. So when I be reading comments and stuff, I have to read them out loud because it's easier to understand it. But if it was a big ass, long ass, you remember? So when Nadia was reading, texting all of that in the comments, that's why I had to read it a couple of times and break it down because I'm dyslexic, and sometimes it's just hard for me to comprehend little simple shit. So I have to read it slow or read it multiple times in order to understand it and comprehend it. And when it comes to logic games and this shit on the LSAT, so my accommodations were I got time and a half. I had a reader that would read everything out to me. And I was able to have paper that I can write stuff out with. Or on some stuff that you're not even allowed to have paper with. All of my textbooks were read to me. Not physically with a person, but there was a software that a lot of the textbooks weren't on audiobook. So the software it could turn whatever textbook you need into an audiobook so it could be read to you. And that's where I do a lot of my studying. I have to have it read to me. I don't have that software anymore because I'm not in school. And reading this shit on the LSAT, bro, in this book. Let me show y'all this. 5-pound book of LSAT practice drills. So this is the type of shit you gotta do. So let's see. Golly, this is crazy. So these are the logic games. These are the answers. You have to diagram stuff. Queenstown must be built either immediately before or immediately after Newville. You have to know how to diagram it so you can answer the questions. So first I have to learn the diagrams. Then I have to remember how to diagram it based on certain questions. Then I have to answer the questions. And this is not something that you can listen to. I can't listen to these. I have to actually read it. Logic game, meet the setup. Let's see. Logical reasoning. They have different stuff for logical reasoning. Like, you got to find out if they're trying to tell you, are they trying to make you assume something, infer something? I don't even remember. Let me see. 'Cause if I can't remember it and teach it to y'all, then I haven't learned it. Where is it at? Yeah. You got to do the assumption, sufficient condition, necessary condition, contrapositive. This shit. It's just, yeah. The inference must be true, must be false, strongly supported, principal example, explain the result. These are different question types in logical reasoning. And when you read a passage, you got to identify what they're asking you to do. Are they saying this must be true question or must be false question? Then you got to, so first you got to find out what it is. Then you got to find out how to answer it. And you have to do it fast. Identification, inference, synthesis, strength or weakening, analogy, and application. Those are the question types. Then you got logic games. You got to find out what game they're playing. Is it a condition? Is it a ordering game? Or I forgot the different ones. So you got ordering, grouping. Okay, I remember grouping. And they call these twists, but it's almost like a tree branch. They have those types. They have reading comprehension. So yeah, it's a lot. It's not something that you can just. It's not something you can just listen to. You actually have to. I can't even find it. You have to write it out. So currently, what I'm learning is these. This is going to be the hardest for me. Is learning how to do the logic games. Like, and it's not even this one. It's the tree branch one. I'm trying to find it. Something like that one, number 35. That's a really simple one, but it can get worse, bigger. So yeah, that's that. As long as you're honest, loyal, and truthful, the right man will always be with you. The right man is God. I ain't really looking for no man. I don't care too much about all that. I really feel like I'm gonna find my husband in law school or as an attorney. That's what I believe. But I don't know. My flaw with men when it comes to finding a man is sex. I introduce sex too quick, and that's my weakness. And I just don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with men. I just want to be by myself. And the crazy part is, me and Joe didn't even have sex like that. That wasn't even the issue. Well, it was an issue, but the issue wasn't that I had sex with him too soon. The issue it's just there was. I'm gonna go, y'all, because I'm hungry. I've been on this live a very, very long time. I think Shape World said to hit her up. Thank you, Nikita. If I can't be myself, I don't want to do it. Or that's with everything in life. Relationships, YouTube, work. If I can't be myself, I don't want to do it. So this was an interesting night, though. Very interesting. I'm good, though. Like, I knew people was going to have their comments and opinions, and okay. Cool with me. I let them get it out. Say what you got to say. I know I made mistakes. I recognize it. But if you need to tell me I made a mistake, go ahead. I think the biggest takeaway from all of this was talking to Nadia and Guilty. And I don't know what the fuck happened with Rika. I don't know why she went off like that. I didn't even do nothing to her, but she might as well just stay where she at. Anywho, y'all be good. Thanks for chilling with me. I'm about to go to bed. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.